Hello everyone, how's it going? I gotta set up my hotkeys again. Interesting. I am trying out 2 OBS sessions on streaming to 2 different areas, and it seems to be working. We'll see how that goes. Tonight is an open topic, anything goes. You can come on in and talk about whatever you want, within reason, I guess. I mean, we'll see where the conversation goes. It goes everywhere sometimes. Things that have been catching my attention, I guess it's time to pay a little bit more attention to things that are going on in the manufactured world, which you might call mainstream corporate media. You know, whatever their propaganda narrative they're pushing, I don't buy it, but whatever. So there's some politics, there's some gun shootings, there's some sexual accusations, more suppression of speech, or deterrence. I wouldn't say suppression. Well, I guess it could be suppression based on your thoughts and or feelings about what someone says. Now let's go and dive deep into it. Well, so for this one, I am just going to read this one. I wanted to make a separate stream on this, but I guess I decided not to. So yeah, all right. Here, this is I think this is the founder and excuse me, hopefully I don't do a lot of that. Still sick in a way. All right, so DLive is leaving Steam, and this is this person's last post on Steemit. He's not very well liked on Steemit. You can tell this is his post, and this post was hidden due to low ratings. Everyone didn't like it. Now let's go through it and let's see what he says, and we'll see one of the comments kind of against it while people decide to join. So DLive is leaving Steemit, and this is my last blog post on Steemit by WA7 21 hours ago. Image not shown due to low ratings. Dear Steemians, yesterday I announced our decision to migrate to Lino. I really need to know if it's called Lino or Lino or whatever. The post received over 700 comments, and I've read them all, some of which were encouraging, supportive, and reasonable, while others were misleading, manipulative, and abusive. The rational concerns and frustrations are understandable, although it does upset me and my team when people doubt our intentions. I could understand that. To clear the air, I go into more details about the reasoning of the move, answer the frequently asked questions and comments addressed in this previous post, and lastly, provide an update on account migrations. This will be my last blog post on Steemit. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I guess he'll get low vote counts if he continues to. Steam is not sustainable for streaming platforms like DLive. We tried to apply Steam plus IPFS, which I think that means interplanetary file system, I'm not sure, to building a fully decentralized streaming platform, but the solution failed to deliver a good user experience. This resulted in spending months on developing our own in-house solution that could be stable enough to enhance the user experience. We initially implemented IPFS to host videos for 3 months, but no one else was joining in the hosting of videos, which resulted in extreme delays and instability of our platform. On top of this, when utilizing IPFS for storage, yeah, I think that is interplanetary file system. If videos were not watched within 2 weeks, they would likely become inaccessible to the public. This was a major concern for DLive as well. Finally, we experienced several downtimes of the IPFS gateway, leading to further unstable user experiences, which contributed to our final decision to abandon IPFS. At the beginning of this DLive journey with a small but growing user base, we were able to provide the attention that our community needed, as well as reward them financially for their content. Those times were very exciting. However, this situation changed as our user base grew and the amount of users that needed monetary curation support grew, which meant that every community member received a bit less. On top of this being a newer DApp, DApp stands for decentralized application. Sorry about that, guys and gals. Many of our users had lower SPs than more senior members. Plus, the reward pools were being split disproportionately toward these more senior members, which ultimately had a great effect on the growth of DLive. I can kind of see that and agree with that. Let's see. Along with what was mentioned in my previous post, we felt that combinations of these issues were stifling the growth of DLive and affected true monetary value of contents. These problems were significantly less noticeable during the earlier days of Steam growth, as well as the previous bull market. Steam was a great home for DLive, but nothing lasts forever. This can be a long one. I don't think this is that long. If I remember, I think there's just a lot of comments. DLive did not milk the Steam system. In regards to the allegations of DLive abusing delegated power for monetary gains or milking the system, we would like to make this unequivocally clear that this never happened. Our DLive account received delegation mid-January without any communication with the Steam team as to how to use it. We applied 100% of our delegation to supporting and growing the DLive community. We recruited from within the community and distributed support to members for their content and work via our delegation. None of it has ever been used for myself or on DLive infrastructure and development. We have published monthly transparency reports that detail the amount of votes and the percentages of votes they received. Instead, I personally covered all the costs on infrastructure and development of DLive. It can be easily verified that DLive did not use any of its delegated power to pay for the infrastructure and development. Instead, I personally covered the cost of DLive's infrastructure and development, as I mentioned in our first transparency report. Let's go over there. Okay. I'm itchy. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to kind of go ahead and quickly read through, skim, 25% rewards. That wasn't much. Alright, let's go back, sorry. For those who are not familiar with live streaming requires a huge amount of investment in infrastructure, including transcoding, CDN, and bandwidth. In the first 3 months, we bought a live streaming service from a third-party provider. Then we built our own streaming server on AWS to save costs. The following numbers may give you some clues on these cost allocations. The average cost for streaming per gigabyte per user is 0.45 or 45 cents USD, including transcoding, CDN, and bandwidth. The average bandwidth, as in 720p per user per hour, is about 0.5. The average user watching time per day is 9,500 hours, including all the users. We can do a simple calculation from the above stats that the average cost for DLive's infrastructure per month is $64,125. What would have been better to do is to actually share the invoice of all those payments and add it up. You don't have to do a simple calculation, you just show it. That transparency report didn't really specify the amount of money that was spent, and that it was your own money. That might just be a failure of communication, but of course you are creating a communication platform and thus you cannot communicate. Kind of doesn't make sense. Anyways, continuing on, combined with the development expense, the overall expenditure of Pocket per month was around $80,000 USD. DLive has encountered practical cost issues. The delegation from Steemit is for better curating content on our platform, but not for covering these necessary costs. Yes, I thought about Smart Media Token as a potential solution. However, SMT is only a means of financing and does not change the Steam economic model fundamentally, although the SMT timeline has been delayed multiple times and is now pushed to next year, which is something we cannot wait nor rely on. And I'm wondering, so say $64,000 a year, he covered it on his own. What was this guy doing before? Does this, Charles Wayne. Let's look up Charles Wayne. I mean, 65,000 a year just on overhead is quite a lot. What was he doing? Ah, come on. Do I have to? I don't want to do that. Let's see. There we go. Nope, that's not him. What else has he worked in? Images. CEO. Token Fest. Newswire. Okay, that doesn't really help much. Where's the history of this fella? I never really looked into it too much. What has he worked for before? Do I really have to log into LinkedIn? I don't like LinkedIn. Hold on, folks. Let me let me try to log in here. Really? Nope, that wasn't it. Did I change my I don't think so. Nope, that wasn't it. No, that wasn't it either. How many passwords? Alright, there you go. No, not now. No, I don't care. Let's see. Sorry. Here we go. Alright, back to share browse. No, no, work solo. Sorry, it's not Max Egan. I just changed something. Alright, so his experience, which is crazy. Okay, he went to University of California, Berkeley. Right out of that, with the Bachelor of Science, Environmental Economics and Policy. So 2014, 2018. So let's say he's about 22 by the time he left. Right after that, he was a CEO and co-founder of Jingling Technologies, and a founding member after that. Jesus, does he come from like money or something? And then after that, he becomes co-president. I mean, how many of you get a bachelor's degree and become a CEO within 2 years and a half month, and then a year and 10 months after that, 9 months, and keep becoming a co-founder and CEO and able to fund $65,000 worth of overhead while living in, I would take it, expensive California? Wow. Who is this guy? Where'd this guy come from? I guess we don't know. Charles Wayne. Maybe he's Bruce Wayne's son. Long lost son. Hi Shirley, how's it going? You should come on in. I know you're itching to tell me, have you seen, have you heard? I could use some information as far as what's going on in this world, in the manufactured world, I should say. Okay, sorry for that segue. All right, so I am not trying to deter or downgrade anything about this Charles Wayne. What he's done so far with DLive and Steemit, it's great. I don't, whatever happened. And we're gonna see. I mean, everything he talks about in this article. Wow, that was loud. Give me a second. Hey Ryan, how's it going? So, I mean, we'll know because everything that he says that Steemit wasn't doing is Lino going to be doing it. And if it's and they don't leave Lino because of that, or maybe they don't, maybe they'll go back to Steemit. Who knows? We'll know if this guy's lying. But still, doesn't that sound fishy, Ryan? You don't. I can't hear you. You're muted.
A little.
A little. Damn. Yeah. I mean, I wish 4 years after. I mean, I wish right after college, I could be a CEO and founder and of 4 companies, and then after he's still 2000. He's what? Wait, whoa! I didn't see this. Look at this. University of California, Berkeley, 2014, 2018. So that means he didn't graduate till 2018? I don't get it. Why would you put 2014, 2018? That means you started at 2014, and he was a co-founder and CEO starting in 2014 when he started attending. So he was a CEO and co-founder of 4 different corporations while he was the student getting his Bachelor of Science. That sounds weird.
I'd like to know what Jiangling Technologies company does. The Chinese one.
Let's see.
But let's have a squeeze.
It's apparel and fashion. I think maybe this guy comes from money.
Yeah, I'm thinking he does too. I'm thinking he's one of those Chinese billionaire.
How I don't understand Chinese billionaires because they're a communist country. So does that mean someone within the communist country like China, if they're a billionaire, they get to keep all those billions and pass it to their kids?
They're not allowed to. They're only allowed to spend like $10,000 a day outside of China.
I see. Weird.
Yeah. So that's why, you know how China has really strict anti-gambling laws.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they restrict the flow of money in and out of China.
Okay.
So you can be a billionaire within China, but you're really restricted on how you can spend that money outside of China.
Yeah.
You've got to ask for permission. They had a big documentary on it here in Australia on Chinese investors in Australia. So,
all right. So he probably comes from a wealthy family in China. That might explain it in 65,000. And so this does kind of a little bit make sense. I mean, if he's spending $65,000 a year just on overhead costs for this platform, he does need to milk the Steam system. I mean, he's probably already wealthy. He just wants to make more wealthy, and the amount of money that he would make from Steam would have been in the low hundreds of thousands. Definitely not worth it. All right,
because his real name wouldn't be Charles. What
would his real name be? Xavier?
It'll be some Chinese name.
Yeah, I know.
Won't it'll be like Hung Hua something or other.
Okay, racist. I'm just kidding.
No, but that's...
I know. I'm just kidding. Come on, just take a joke.
I mean, is your real name Ebon? Mean, it's probably It's probably like a Kim like Chow or some
it's a
Kim Lee or some shit like that.
Nope. I think my brother has a Korean name. I do not have a Korean name. And I asked why I don't have a Korean name. My father said just Ebon seemed a strong name. But me and my brother joke about it because et in Korean means kid and bon means half. So he makes fun of me that my Korean name is half a kid. But it's not really a Korean. I don't have a Korean name. Anyways, so he said, I personally covered all costs on infrastructure and development of DLive. Sure, I can understand that. That's what he did. Hey Ben, how's it going? All right, let me keep going. So Regarding the relationship between the Lino team and I knew most of Lino's founding team members since college. Okay, I could agree with that. At least he's not hiding that. We were exposed to blockchain technology together, and this resulted in many hours of like-minded individuals hanging out. During that time, we also started exploring this new wonderland called Steam and how to build a D app. However, Lino's team's interest shifted to building a blockchain, whereas I was set on building a D app that people could use, play, and interact with. That's why I decided to wish my friends the best and continued to develop DLive. I still vividly remember the first day when DLive launched and the first stream popped up. I literally jumped out of my chair and shouted, "This is fucking awesome, this is real." At that time, Lino was also doing well, so for me this was a win-win situation. I was truly happy for them, as they had always been my biggest supporters, so all these rumors, conspiracies, as well as racial and ethnic discrimination should all stop. Hey, he's upfront about that. I like that. Regarding user data migration, the goal of the user data migration functionality was to provide DLive users with a smooth transition onto the new blockchain. However, it was regretfully misinterpreted as an attempt to steal users from Steam, which was not our intention. Now, one of the things I wanted to do, so there's still DTube, which you can use on Steam, on the Steam blockchain, and I think I'm going to start doing that with my link. There's also vim.tv, which is also connected to the Steam blockchain. I don't think I can successfully use both at the same time. So when I'm streaming, I can't use Vim TV and I can't use DTube, at least not connected to Steemit, because there'd be some type of conflict. So I think DTube I may switch over to no, maybe I'll do a standalone DTube. No, I don't know. I may use DTube. I may alternate between DTube and Vim.tv just to try them out. Vim.tv is relatively new, so we'll see. I'll check it out. It's still in the alpha phase, you can see here. All right, let me keep going. I want to take a break soon. You guys can chat. So about user data migration. The goal of the user data migration functionality was to provide DLive users with a smooth transition onto the new blockchain. It's our app. I said that already. For those who are concerned about their personal data, we made the decision that we will not migrate all user data by default. If you want to migrate with us, you will need to opt in our user migration list before 10 a.m. September 21st, 2018. And there's an article there. I don't think I will. But I will I will continue streaming on DLive on Lino, and I will also continue streaming on DTube on Steemit. So I'll be restreaming to 2 different blockchains using 2 different D apps. Okay, so DLive is not taking away Steam users. That is correct, unless people want to leave. We know that DLive has become a home for a lot of you who did not fit into other communities. DLive has been a home for our entire team as well. Taking this into account, I want to make it perfectly clear we are still on DLive to support users and promote quality content. We're going through this transition to make DLive an even better home for all of us. Based on our data, 80% of our current DLive users are not from Steam. We have grown outside the Steam community and, as a matter of fact, have helped the Steam community grow users along the way. DLive would not be what it is today without our extraordinary community, and you guys are the exact reason why we keep doing what we do every day. And there will be live stream on DLive tomorrow, which is today or tomorrow. I don't know what PDT is. Charles Wayne. So there's this Matt A who wrote an article, and he wrote, oh no, this is Mino. Someone else, so 2 different people. Okay, he's just like lies. Alright, so this is Matt A. Oh, that is Matt A. It is Mino. Duh. And who is this guy? 3,000 followers, 7,000 posts, 405 following. Pretty good following. Not huge, but good. You can see his amounts of money. It's not like a whole lot. It's like a part-time low wage job amount of money from that. All right. And he has his objective reasonings. it's a lot here. I think I may come back to it another day. I think it might be good to just kind of, just this basically a preview what I may kind of go over. Since we don't have Shirley here to tell us what's going on and what we've heard, here's what I saw today. Lift the Veil kind of went over that this guy who's a 3D gun printing company founder is accused of sexual assault of a minor. What's interesting about this is he went to a site, I think it was like sugardaddies.com or something like that, and he talked to, and of course you have to be over 18 to sign up on it, whether you're male or female sugar daddy or the person who wants to have a sugar daddy. At any rate, he met a girl on there and they started hanging out, and then eventually I think they hit it, and she was 17 or under 17, like 6. Yeah, I think no, she was 17, and this is in Texas, so he got charged with that or accused of it. And kind of weird. A lot of people are thinking it's a setup because he's been on mainstream corporate media, and not a lot of people like it. In Lift the Veil, he does a good job of explaining it. And another thing that I saw is PayPal is now permanently banning Alex Jones Infowars, so he won't able to charge for anything on his website or his. Are you okay there, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're wondering if credit card companies will be next to ban Alex Jones. Maybe the only way you'll be able to buy stuff off of him is using cryptocurrency. Here's another thing that I saw earlier today, is in Texas. Always Texas, huh? Father and son accused of killing neighbor over mattress back in jail after bond increased. So, do you want me to play this back and yeah, we'll play it back. Let's go and play it back. You'll have to watch on YouTube.
Over a mattress?
Yeah, you'll have to see it. There's also a Washington Post article on it, but I don't want to use Washington Post. So here we go. I may have to. There we go. Oh, where's the audio? Hold on. This is like the non-audio version. Oh, man. Abilene shooting. Alright, this is the Washington Post article. Damn it.
Did they kill him? Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Fucking hell. What's wrong with people?
Hold away from him. Come get it. Go get the gun. Back off. Go get my BB gun. I'm gonna put 9. Back off. I'm standing at the dumpster. Come closer to me. I'm gonna kill you. Hey, did you hear him say he's gonna kill me?
Yes.
I'm at the dumpster. Put the gun up and go inside.
You pulled a gun in front of our children.
You pulled a gun in front of my kids. Point at me. Take these swings. I'm standing my ground, mother. No, you ain't.
You're in an sir.
You came out to the alley. Support the gun. I will kill. You're dead. I promise you, you're both dead.
It is an alley.
You're in an alley. I'm gonna kill you. I doubt it. Bet.
First of all, if you're going to show this video to the cops, you might want to stop yelling.
Oh no! You pulled a gun from my kid. Back off. You pull that gun one more time, before I'll take it out, put a bullet through your head. No, you won't. Bet. Point it at me. Take a swing. Point it at me. Go ahead. Point it at me. Take your swing. Take your swing. Point it at me. Point it at me. Back off. Point it at me again. Back off. Point it at me again. Back off. You're a dead man. I doubt it. No. I I don't care what the cops gonna say. They're gonna tell you back up. If you come within 3 foot of me, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay. You're not gonna shoot my husband.
Come on. Shoot me. You're dead. Point it. Point it.
Aaron!
So, curious to know what your thoughts about that is. Because, look, the person who, maybe I'll just keep it back there so people can know what we're talking about. I mean,
so who dumped the mattress?
so I think the people, the father and son, let's see. Those two dumped a mattress in a dumpster a couple days earlier, but later on they saw the mattress. So I guess they moved it back and forth, back out of the dumpster into their property, and etc., etc. And so that's how this kind of all began. But from the video, those two with the guns, they weren't threatening him. They're just warning him, if you come close, we're going to shoot. So it's basically a warning, and that was a promise. And they weren't pointing the guns at him at that point. At no point did they do that during that video. And the other person, though, he was threatening what he was going to do, and not with an if, but he was going to do it. So he was threatening them that they were going to kill, he was going to kill them. You know, maybe he should have just left and got his gun and done it instead of just kept yelling at two guys with guns without a gun himself. So in my opinion, I think the father and son, they were in the right. I don't think I would have shot to kill that guy. I mean, shot his kneecaps off. But who knows? If he would have survived, he probably would have gotten his gun and killed those two guys eventually. But I mean, this is just absurd as far as just why you would go to this level.
I've got an audio version of it. Do you want me to play it?
Sure.
All right, hang on. Hang on. Give me a second. Where are we? We need to share. We need to put the sound on. We need to do that.
Oh yeah, you're going to jail. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Hold him, motherfucker. I'm right fucking here. You already pointed.
Back away from him.
Come get it. Go get the gun.
Back off.
Go get my BB gun. I'm gonna put 9 in this motherfucker.
Back off.
I'm standing at the dumpster, bitch.
If you come closer to me, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, did you hear him say he's gonna kill me?
Yes.
I'm at the dumpster. Put the gun up and go inside.
You pulled a gun in front of our children.
In front of my kids, waiting for a fucking mattress. Fuck you. Point it at me, motherfucker.
Go on,
Point it at me.
Take your swing.
I'm standing back. I promise you, you're both dead.
It is an alley.
You're in an alley with a fucking shotgun, you little piece of shit. I'm gonna kill you.
I doubt it.
Bet.
First of all, if you're gonna show
that gun one more time, before I'm taking it, I'll put a bullet through your head.
no, you won't.
Bet. Point it at
Take
me.
a swing.
Point it at me.
Go ahead.
Point it at me.
Take your swing.
Point that motherfucker at me.
Go ahead. Take your swing.
Point it at me.
Take
Point
your
it at
swing.
me.
Back off.
Point it at me again.
Back off.
Point it at me again.
Back off.
You're a dead man.
I doubt it.
No, I don't give a fuck what the cops say.
I don't care what the cops gonna say. They're gonna tell you back.
You're a bitch. I'm gonna kill you too.
Cocksucker.
Fuck you, you little faggot. How's your wife and my kids doing, bitch?
Jag off.
You're dead.
I doubt it.
I
Better quit
guarantee it.
threatening. I doubt it.
I ain't threatening shit. You walked out the
You
fucking
just
door.
did.
Fuck you, faggot.
Fuck you, cocksucker.
That gun.
If you come within 3 foot of me, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay.
You're not going to shoot my husband.
Come on. Shoot me. You're dead. Point it. Point it.
Aaron! Aaron! No! 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 Wow!
Face.
Aaron! Baby!
Oh yeah, you're going to jail.
I mean, that's horrible.
No, where is it? They should be charged.
I don't see how. Look, the other guy without the gun was threatening to kill them. The guys with the guns, they're saying
Threatening to kill him.
No. There's a difference.
Yeah.
If you come close, if you commit violence, I'm gonna do this. That is not a threat of violence.
He didn't go and threat violence. He stepped close. That's not threatening violence, dude.
Yeah, that guy's big.
No, it's not.
He could take.
Doesn't matter.
He
Doesn't
could
matter.
get close enough to take someone else's weapon and use it against them. I
Dude,
mean,
there's two
that
of them.
right there.
There's a dude with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, there's a dude with a shotgun. But if he's gonna use it close range, he's gonna hit both his father and him. So
No, I disagree. There was no need to shoot him.
yeah, I don't think there would have been a need to shoot him. But look, he stood. This is the great thing about freedom in this country. Someone goes crazy, starts threatening that they're going to kill you, not even an if, but they're going to kill you, and comes close to you, and keeps coming close to you. I'm sorry, that is violence and a promise of violence that's towards you as a person. And look, you've got a gun, and you're still saying, hey, back off, hey, step closer to me, I am going to shoot you. That's pretty much warning the other person. It's not like he had his gun up to him at the start. If you look at the laws, if you look at the gun laws in just Texas, look, if a firearm is displayed in a manner calculated to cause alarm, then it is disorderly conduct. It wasn't even disorderly conduct because his son and his father weren't displaying the firearms in a manner that causes alarm. Is in a situation.
Well, the son took the shotgun off his shoulder towards the end there.
Because the other person looks like he was getting close.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see.
He was closer to the father than he was to the dude with the shotgun, and this dude with the shotgun took the shotgun off his shoulder. This walking up to someone, right?
But he was yelling that he was going to kill them.
Yeah. Is not a violent act. I mean, if someone walked up to me and started yelling and screaming at me, that's not a violent act. That doesn't give me the right to punch the shit out of them, let alone shoot them.
That they're gonna,
you know what I mean?
How are you doing, Shirley?
Hey, Shel.
I'm doing fine.
So, all right, Ben, Shirley, what are your thoughts on this? And what was your husband's epiphany, Shirley?
He saw this guy named Dr. Umar on Facebook. I mentioned something about Obama yesterday, and he was like, oh, speaking of that, I've been meaning to tell you, I watched this guy, and I was listening to the stuff he was saying about Obama, and it was all the stuff you were telling me. I said, see, I'm not a Trump supporter. I just don't like Obama's policies. He said, wow, he was saying the same things you were saying about in the African countries. I said, yes, a lot of stuff he did. And then he took away affirmative action for blacks. He gave it to the LGBT community and other groups. They ain't do nothing for us. They just took it away, even from Africa. So
does your husband still watch?
So now he's awake. But I hope he stopped watching mainstream news.
So he's woke now?
I hope so.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
It was
fantastic.
It was because of this Dr. Omar on Facebook?
On YouTube. Yeah, he's on Facebook, but you can find his video on YouTube. I mean, he breaks it down about it. He said the man was chosen Just because somebody look like you doesn't mean they for you, and that's so true.
Is it Dr. Umar Johnson? UM?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
AR.
Is it from
Johnson.
the Breakfast Club Power or something?
He's at some conference and they asked him a question.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ.
Let me see. I
Interesting.
saved the video myself.
Okay. Well, I mean, there seems to be a lot. That's odd. So all this time he would not listen to you about Obama, but you listen to this Dr. Umar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he better apologize. Your husband better be apologizing to you like every day.
He better be taking you out to dinner and shit. He better be.
He better be turning up his DNC voting registration card. You should have him on here now. It'd be interesting to see what he has to say.
Nah, he's asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, but and then another thing. Friday, the murderer was here holding a rally for Kennedy, Barack Obama. I'm like, geez, and the biggest park here in the city. And just seeing the people just wear shirts. I miss my president. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, people are gonna be missing Hillary Clinton in 2 years. She's gonna be president in 2020, Shirley. I hope you're ready.
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not either. But it's gonna happen.
What's the U.S. started some shenanigans in Iran? They was having a military parade. I think it was Friday, and gunmen came out and started shooting, and 60 people got injured.
No, I didn't hear that. They had a video of that?
Yeah, they do. RT had it.
Let me take a look.
RT had it.
Okay. YouTube,
Crazy.
I'm telling you, I'm not YouTube. Shirley, I'm telling you, you are just waiting for for to come on and just let it all out here.
Yeah, because I'm like, they done paid somebody over there that's against the government, and I forgot they calling up different countries, the Netherlands, and I forgot what other countries they calling to have come speak to them, because about what happened.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna play the video. It's a minute 20 seconds long. You'd only be able to see it on YouTube or whatever. Unless you want to share it, Ryan. Do you want me to give you the link?
No, go for it.
Can I see it? I'm watching it on Facebook because I can mute it on Facebook.
Oh, okay, sure.
On Facebook.
So let me share it. Share full browser. There we go. Hey, I'm not subbed to RT. I guess I'll sub. I thought I subbed to them a long time ago. Okay, this is 20 hours ago, I think.
What are we watching?
This is
that's the people laying down.
Yeah.
But that's after. The shots was fired already. Well, they actually showed it when they started firing. I didn't see this video.
This is moment Iranian army parade is attacked by gunmen. So we could watch another one after.
Do you really think that's the brightest idea?
Well, I know the government probably did that because Pompeo was on talking about Iran. Makes me sick.
But it doesn't. To me, it's like walking into a gunfight with only your fists when you go up against an army parade.
Yeah, it's like it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, why don't we go shoot up? Like it's like, what can we do the most damage? Well, why don't we go blow up a base while they're at a parade? It's like, no. How about we shoot at them while they are in a parade?
Yeah, it's like let's go to an American military base and shoot them up. It's like you're fucking stupid.
This will give them a reason to go over there and do something.
Yeah. It's like who's the one who voted for that guy's idea? All right, so here we go.
It doesn't make any sense. But who is America going to blame for that? Like to say that's justification for going into Iran? That doesn't make any sense.
All right.
Well, they want to do regime change over there again.
Yeah, but I mean, having a whole heap of gunmen shooting at a military parade, how is that going to? How could the Americans sort of justify that that's the reason why they need a regime change in Iran? You know,
they did it when they started that. Obama made up that Arab Spring.
Yeah, but this is different. I mean, it's not like it's the Iranian army that shot at a civilian parade. Now that would be a justification of some foreign power like the U.S. invading or something like that. This is they'll make up something. Yeah.
They will make up something. Because you can't believe shit they say anymore.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I gotta go get something to drink. You guys can keep talking.
Yeah, it just doesn't. I mean, to me, it just doesn't make any sense that America would use an attack on an Iranian military parade as a reason to invoke a regime change. At least with Iraq, they lied about them having massive weapons and shit.
I knew that was a lie from the fucking beginning.
But I don't see how America could spin this and say, you know, because some gunman attacked a military parade, we need to go in there and invoke change.
Well, they're going to use the media. They're going to make up something. Because just like they said, Manafort, he's pleading guilty on Russia collusion. It wasn't Russia collusion. Why are you lying to the people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they want to make it like the Russia collusion is really a thing. We just got to get them to testify or not. Like either way, the Russia collusion thing is already a thing. It's like they're back. It's like they've already established the truth, and then they're just trying to, you know, we all know what the truth is according to them, and then they're just gonna prove it. But so far, it's been 2 years of just empty vitriol, like delusional, psychotic misplaced, hypocritical vitriol.
And you see, it's not working because now they on Kavanaugh.
That's fucked. Kavanaugh. How could they even remotely think that he's... just makes me mad.
That's all they talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then it pisses me off. The media and the Dallas police are smearing that black man from St. Lucia, where that cop came to his apartment and shot and killed him. They searched his apartment, talking about they found marijuana, but we know cops plant marijuana. And they didn't check her apartment. She moved out.
Yeah, that's fucked, man.
Yeah.
That is bullshit. That is bullshit.
I mean, the man he was working at a good firm, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and he was about to make partner.
Mm-hmm. And they killed him, and she killed him because I don't even reckon it was because she thought it was her apartment. I reckon something went down with them. And
yeah, I think so too. She knew because a couple of neighbors, the Dallas police said they not credible, but the couple of neighbors that was right there and lived by, they said they heard a woman knocking on the door saying, "Let me in." And he must have opened the door, and then you hear shot, and then he said, why did you do this to me?" And you won't say that to nobody that you don't know.
Yeah, I reckon they had a bit of a relationship. I reckon. I reckon they've had some sort of a relationship, whether or not she thinks it's a proper relationship and he thinks it's just a fling. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think there's more to it than just I thought it was my apartment and he was in my apartment.
It didn't sound right. And then the doors on the apartment, they're like extinguisher doors. You open them up, they close back right away. She changed the story several times, saying it was ajar. Those kind of doors don't stay ajar. And it's a special lock like a hotel. You turn your keys, a funny looking key, it turns green if it's your apartment, and it turns red if it's not. So I don't know why they're still trying to cover up for her.
Because she's a cop.
Yeah.
That's why she's a cop. You know, the idea, because when you think about it, she's white / she looks like she's got a bit of Hispanic in her. So it's sort of like that Black Lives Matter versus Blue Lives Matter vibe to it. You know what I mean? And the Black Lives Matter group the Blue Lives Matter group doesn't want to sort of be a little bit, how do I put it? Be in the wrong here. You know what I mean? So that's what it looks like to me. I smelt a rat from the very first second I heard the reason why she shot him. I'm just like, nah, there's something fucking more to this than that.
And then my thing is, before Obama left office, he signed this bill, had all his cops around him talking about Blue Lives Matter. He signed this bill.
But the thing is, Shirley, it doesn't matter if it's like if they're fire doors or not. If you live in an apartment building, you do not have the same key as anybody else's apartment. So the idea that she walked in on his apartment with her keys is bullshit. I mean, if we lived in the same apartment, I couldn't just go up to your apartment and put the keys in and open the door and go, "Oh, look, shit, Shirley's in here." Bang, bang, bang. You know, it doesn't make any fucking sense. You know what I mean? So,
what are we talking about? What did I miss?
The guy, the guy who got shot by the police officer in his apartment, and they're claiming that she thought it was her apartment.
Oh, I remember that one.
And she's been let out on like real small bail and shit.
Yeah, and then they searched his apartment and then search hers, and she's moved out of the building.
Yeah. So the evidence and all that type of stuff is gone. So Shirley and I have come to the conclusion, I've come to the conclusion that there was some sort of a relationship happening there.
Yeah, that's what I said. People are like, well, his family and his lawyers saying he didn't know him, but they don't know. The mom lives in St. Lucia. She's worked for the government out there, so she don't know if he was dating him. But I saw a picture on Facebook where he was in a picture with her. And I saw her Facebook page too, and there wasn't no nice things on there either.
Here's the weird thing for me. Is you've got a police officer who shot someone and killed someone because she thought it was her apartment, but it wasn't. And so you're going to release that person on bail. Do they release mentally unstable people on bail? I mean, would they release someone who if that was a civilian, would they release that person on bail?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely,
No,
and they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be. They would have said it like 500,000.
And mostly people.
Did they give her a psych eval or whatever the hell it is? Like, do we have that information?
I know they took blood because I know cops drink on the job too.
Yeah. But you know what it was? It was they were having a relationship, or some sort of sexual relationship, and he broke it off, and she couldn't handle it, and she's gone over and gone. Oh, I thought it was my apartment, and she's gone in and shot him.
Well, then case closed.
Yeah, but it's a cop, dude. It's not case closed. They're gonna fucking spin it. Fucking 5,000 ways to Sunday to prove that she wasn't crazy.
They already said they found marijuana in his apartment. And I believe they planted that.
Yeah,
I don't believe you can. I don't rely on anything on like really just conjecture or something like honestly. I have to like have a concrete, actual tangible proof.
So it's like
things like evidence, and that's how I think. That's sometimes I theorize and things on different things, but when it comes to somebody being guilty or innocent or whatever, like I don't think you can just have a hunch.
Yeah, but you can't honestly tell me that she thought she's gone into her apartment and shot him.
But
I think that way on everything.
It can't happen.
The guy was from China earlier, and his name could have been George. Maybe like they're born in America. I don't know. How do you know? Did it say they were from China, like Chinese national?
The reason why I picked that out was because he's the first company corporation that he was a CEO of is based in China.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
still doesn't guarantee.
The likelihood, but that corporation is under a larger Chinese corporation. So the way that I see, he's probably the son of the person who owns that. That's generally how it runs, dude. That's how.
I mean, Jack Ma, isn't it called Jack Ma? Isn't that dude called like Jack Ma or something? I thought that famous guy, whatever.
Alibaba, yeah.
Alibaba.
His name is important, but he's still known as Jack, so it doesn't mean. I don't know. I guess it was like I felt like it was like you were like saying that was like shady or something.
No. They westernized their names to make it easier. They do it here all the time in Australia. They the amount of Wendy's and Michelle's and that come over here, they westernize their names so it's easier for the Western culture, because it's harder for the Western culture to Hung Wao Chi or some shit like that. It's easy to go Wendy Chow. You know what I mean? That's why they do it. They don't do it for shady reasons. They do it so it's easier for Westerners to know who they are.
I probably heard that information. I probably heard you guys say that the first company was over in China, so I like actually glazed over that or glossed over it or whatever. Like so, like honestly, you're probably right. It's pretty much indicates that. So, but whenever I just heard it, I just was like, I'm thinking, hey, you don't know. They could have a Chinese last name and really be, maybe.
We're saying we don't know.
I'm not being racist.
We're just assuming.
Yeah, we're just assuming. I'm not meaning to be racist. I'm just saying that, even when you message someone from AliExpress, I'll even show you. I'll show you examples. Just keep talking while I bring it up.
Cool. It's just clarify. Well, anyway, just using that as an example to say that, like, I'm really skeptical. I try to be skeptical and like say like, okay, I don't like to base things off of like, okay, now we understand this, and then we can go. I mean, that's sure, keep investigating from there, from that theory and tease it out. But I would never like move on like, okay, that's established now. Like, know what I mean? Like that's just until I do know something's established, I don't count it as established.
Yeah. Okay. So, hang on. Just let me share this, and I'll show you what I mean. So I message people on AliExpress all the time. Like I message the vendors all the time, just so I get the right product. You know what I mean? I'm not buying something that's not the right product. So if you look down here, I see you got Kathy, Ivy, Jenny, Lena, Anna, Jimmy, Jack.
Hey, they're just all born in America.
Mr. Wang, Alice, Demi.
You can't just skip Kai Wu.
Yeah, Kai Wu's not even. That's bloody Taiwanese, mate. Not even Chinese. But you know what I mean? Like they make it so it's easier for Westerners to communicate with them.
No, they're just all born in the US.
Westerners are pretty fucking stupid when it comes to shit like that.
I always like to know people's real name. Doesn't matter where they're from. I always like to. I mean, if they prefer to go by whatever name, that's whatever. But if they do tell me their real name as well, or their name from their own country or language, I try to get it. And I think you kind of like speak more directly to somebody if you're speaking to them in their own language.
Do you know Bruce Lee's original Chinese name, Ben?
More vivid, huh?
Bruce Lee's original Chinese name. Do you know it?
Oh, I don't actually.
John Fan.
Okay.
I think.
Do you know what Bruce Lee's real name is, Ben? John Fan, I think.
No, I think.
Well, I mean, there's.
I know why you're laughing. At that moment, look, I thought that was his name, and then I had that spark of doubt. Calm down, Ryan. Hold on.
You're probably right, but also there's like a specific, precise way to pronounce it. So
when you're pretty sure of something, and then you're gonna say it, and then you have this little bit of doubt. You're like, I think, because you don't want to be totally wrong.
But you're actually talking to someone who can talk Chinese fluently as well. It's not like
no, it's true.
I'm pretty good. I'm not really great with the tones. I probably have a accent. I think if you learn a language after you're like 13, you tend to have more of an accent. I didn't start learning until I was 22.
No, I'm not bullshitting you. Look,
but I can get.
Fan. I was right.
I could definitely pronounce it a lot better than you guys.
See, that was Bruce Lee's his given name. But I had that moment of doubt. That's why I said, I think. Come on, give me a break, Ryan.
I mean, even like Chinese will give their even when they've, like Bruce Lee, who has come over to America or a Western country, they will still give their children a Chinese name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, doesn't even need to be someone famous, but if someone migrated from China, they will still give their child a Chinese name. And then usually they allow the kid, when the kid's a little bit older, to pick their Western name. So
I think sometimes there's a desire to try to have an English name that is very easily like overlap with the Chinese name, like have a Chinese name that can be you can find an English name that correlates with that, like, and it kind of sounds very similar or as much the same as possible. Like that's kind of a trend, but that's the thing I noticed.
Yeah, like Wendy, Wendy. You know what I mean? It's
going back to the Texas, the Abilene gun shooting. See this. I like to switch the criteria. When we had a pretty good lively debate here about the use of guns. Now, that guy who that didn't have a gun, he was pretty big, and the guy who had a gun, he wasn't that great of a shape of a guy. Now, if that like what constitutes? How close can a person get to you when you have a gun and they don't, to justify shooting, Ryan? Because what if that person with a gun was, and say there wasn't even a son out there, it was just him with a gun. He wasn't pointing at him, just having it ready, but that person was a woman. That person was, say, Shirley, who's maybe not very big, against a huge guy like that. Like, when is it justified when he keeps coming closer to her and she keeps telling that person to back off, or I'm going to shoot, but he keeps coming towards her, but not running her, not rushing at her, not hitting her, but getting really close, where, like, maybe he can just reach down and take the gun away from her and then do whatever. It's like, when do you utilize that right to fire upon, when you tell that person however many times to step back?
But you didn't really know the relationship between those two neighbors. They seemed like they went at it all the time. But the ones that had the guns were a problem.
Yeah, that could have been the case. But, I mean, that person should just step back with the guys with the guns. But
why not the guys with the guns step back if they felt threatened?
Yeah. Well, surely, if you're in that situation with a gun, there's that guy yelling he was going to kill you. And you tell that person to step back, or you're gonna fire. When would you fire? And the person kept coming, walking towards you, getting closer.
I would just walk away.
And the guy kept coming, kept walking towards you, yelling at you.
You don't know he would keep coming at you. That's it, because they didn't walk away. They stood there.
You keep backing away, they're gonna keep coming forward, saying, "Look,
not necessarily.
You're not going to shoot. Shoot.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Just at what point, Shirley, would you fire?
I would not. And personally, I don't like guns, but we have guns in our house.
Yep.
But if somebody break in here and to bring me harm, I will use it. So that's a different situation right there. They outside, they're neighbors. So I don't know what was going on between them two, but it seemed like the thing Ryan going through. Only thing, his neighbor hasn't pulled the weapon out on him.
Yep. I mean, there has to be a certain time where you're going to fire, because otherwise, why even have a gun? So that's why I'm asking you, Shirley.
If you feel threatened, then why are you standing there?
Yeah,
that's my question. If those two felt threatened, and they felt threatened by this guy, then why didn't they slowly walk backwards and say, "Okay, we're out of here. We're not going to deal with this." In some respects, stand your ground is valuable when you are being attacked, but when you're just standing there and all you're doing is, "If you come closer, I'm going to shoot you. If you come closer, I'm going to shoot ya." It's like, that's a fucking threat, dude.
No, that's
a threat.
No,
that is a threat, dude. That is a threat.
No, the other person was a threat. This person said, "If you come closer, I'm going to shoot you. If you come within 3 feet of me, I'm going to shoot you."
What is it then? Look, if it's not a threat, what is it?
Of defense. Look, it could be if there's
promise of defense.
If it was some puny guy that was walking up towards him, that a guy who's about a head and a half foot taller than him, it might have been different stories. Like, oh yeah, you got some little
he probably
little Twinkie coming towards you. Yeah, you're not gonna fire. But then say you have someone who's like Jesse Ventura in his prime walking up towards you, who's like a Navy SEAL. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna let this guy come close to me. He's threatening to kill me, even though he doesn't have a gun.
And that's when I walk away.
He should have walked away, but if he walked towards me, I'm gonna shoot, and I'm gonna tell him, if you come close, I'm gonna shoot. I don't know how much expertise you have in hand-to-hand combat. If you get close to me enough to touch me, you could take away my gun. You could hit me hard enough I'd get knocked down, and next thing I know, I'm dead. Therefore,
but Ebon, the guy didn't even have a weapon. What do you have, a mattress?
It doesn't matter. So you have a gun.
Well, that's saying it doesn't matter that Trayvon Martin is there coming from the store with Skittles and.
All right, say you have a gun, you got it pointed towards me, and I just keep walking towards you until I reach and grab your gun. Are you gonna let me go in and grab your gun?
He threatened to kill him. Yes, and he did that multiple times, but at no stage did he actually make any motions to take the guns off him. At no time.
I have threatened to kill my children, but that don't mean I'm going to do it.
Can I share a little second video of like a guy trying to rob a guy at a liquor store?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Oh, you know that one already?
Yeah.
Can you share it for that? This might be easier.
You mean the stand your ground one?
No. Hold on, let's see.
Oh, let me look for it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just don't.
That one in Florida, Ben?
The father and son. The father and son had plenty and ample time to walk away.
Well, yeah, they could have.
They chose not to. They chose not to.
I think they were both in a dumb position, but yeah, sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
Hang on. Ben's sharing something. Oh, all those phone numbers, I'm going to prank them.
I think that's the one in Florida he talked about.
Turn your phone on the... Yeah, that way. That's it. Perfect.
I saw that.
So,
yeah, I feel like that guy was had a lot of self-restraint or something.
Look, a lot of people, gun owners do have self-restraint. And yeah, I think a lot of people would probably back off. That would be a smart thing, because if you back off and they keep coming towards you, look, there's, in my opinion, I'm not going to let someone get as close to me to grab my gun even when I'm backing off. And if you're backing off, you're walking backwards, you're likely to trip and fall. Hey, if the other person shouldn't be coming towards you, if you have a gun, that person's in a state of mind that's very rational. Look, I have a gun, you're threatening me, back off. And then if you start backing off and that person keeps coming, look, you have the right to shoot.
They weren't backing off, they were just standing there.
I understand that, Ryan. I'm saying if you did back off and that person kept coming,
that's a different story.
That's a different story. But you would agree that you would have that, you'd feel the right to
if they were backing away, but they didn't back away. That's just it. They stood there and they made the threat that if he came close, they will shoot him. It's a threat, dude.
No, it's a threat. Promise. It's not a threat.
Threat, promise. What's the fucking difference?
Look, because that's their comfort level. It's like he's telling them that other person's comfort level where, look, he's not feeling threatened right at that moment. Otherwise, he would have already fired that gun. He didn't. He's telling him, hey, if you come closer within 3 feet, I am gonna shoot. I am gonna kill you. That is a promise. That's his telling the other person. That's his comfort level, that he doesn't feel safe if he comes within 3 feet. The other person should not have come within 3 feet.
If you don't feel safe, then you walk away.
Well, he should have walked away. But the other,
exactly.
But he also warned the other person.
But they didn't. They didn't walk away.
The other person,
they didn't walk away.
They should have both done is walk away. But the thing
they
is,
both should have walked away.
None of them walked away.
He wouldn't be dead.
But one of them actually went forward. The other guy that was unarmed went forward to the guy who was armed. Yeah. It's dumb.
But if he felt threatened,
it's a dumb move, and it is a pressure of threat. Like if someone's gonna come towards you, when you keep telling them don't come towards me, and you even have a gun, you're telling them, hey, look, I've got a gun. Don't come towards me. Back off. If you come within 3 feet, I'm gonna shoot you. I don't know how many times, of a warning that you can give somebody until they just go ahead and make you fire that gun. I mean, he didn't have to, but something worse could have happened to that person. But
I mean, it would have been, obviously, it would have been better if somebody would have de-escalated.
just the police making the decision that it was a stand your ground moment. Okay.
Yeah, I
don't agree with police making that judgment call. I think it should be put in front of.
It would either be a judge or a jury of peers.
Yeah, judge or a jury of peers. But that's what I'm saying. Not the police. I don't think police should be making that judgment call.
I agree.
I think the police have a really important part to play.
They do, but they shouldn't be making those judgment calls. That's not. They're not lawyers. So for them to turn around and say, "Oh, we think it's within the law," well, you're not a lawyer. You're not. You haven't gone to law school. You haven't practiced law, but you're making a decision based on what you think is the law. That's not right.
They know a bit about the law, I guess, but like it's different every state, and that's the thing. It's also different. All these stand your ground laws are different state by state. So it's really that's something. How well you know the laws, and that could
should have walked away.
But it's also a good thing, Ryan, that police didn't arrest them for a crime they didn't commit. I mean, if it was a stand your ground law and they were following it, they shouldn't be arrested. I mean, now granted, you don't want people who get shot to just roam or shoot people to roam free. Probably ask them in for questioning, and
that's what they would have done.
Yeah, but I mean, they were released on bail, so obviously they were taken in. So I don't think they were just police went and just questioned them and went on their way. I think they were just said, "Hey, you guys shot and killed somebody. You guys better come to the precinct to tell your story or something. I don't know. Get your lawyer."
But I don't think in that instance where someone has been killed by another person that the police should be making that judgment call, that whether or not these people should be going to court or not. Because let's face it, killing someone is the ultimate is like the means to an end of one person's life. There's no going back from that. You know. So to have the police to turn around and say, "Oh yeah, these two were standing their ground. We don't really see, you know, we've viewed the footage and we think that they were well within their rights to do what they did." Well, they don't understand. Like, the police aren't lawyers. They're not trained in the law. They're trained to enforce the law, and then those charges are sent to lawyers to work out whether or not the person's guilty or not. The police shouldn't be making those judgment calls, especially on the death, especially the death of someone caused by two other people.
So what happened, and what did they do, and what should they have done, Ryan?
They both should have walked away.
No, I mean the police.
They should have arrested the two. They should have arrested the two, taken them into questioning, spoken to the DA, the district attorney, to find out what they think and the stories, and viewed the footage and all that type of stuff.
But they can just plead the fifth. They don't have to.
They don't have to, but if they plead the fifth, the police don't need to release them.
Well, no. The police shouldn't even have them arrested in the first place if they don't have anything on them, against them. I mean,
they shot someone.
Well, the guy didn't have a weapon.
They shot someone, dude.
I don't think that even matters.
You can arrest someone. The police can arrest someone on the suspicion of murder. So they can take him in for questioning on the suspicion of murder. There's no if, buts, or maybes about it. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, if a police officer came across someone who jaywalked, they wouldn't arrest them for suspicion of jaywalking. But you know, we're talking about someone's life. You know, the ultimate end of someone's life. So these people need to be held accountable and questioned in regards to, and if they plead the fifth, then that's up to them. And then because they're pleading the fifth, then the police can only pass forward the evidence of what happened, like on the video, to the district attorney or the prosecutor. Then that's the only evidence that they've got, and that's the evidence that they're going to go with.
What's the charge? Is the charge murder? Because they didn't murder that person.
It would depend. It wouldn't be murder because it wasn't premeditated.
I would say manslaughter. Manslaughter.
But if they,
I really like it when you two go back and forth. Like it really pleases me.
Well, it'll be
I got a case. I have a case here.
All right.
The bicker, the like back and forth. You guys have a really good banter, like dynamic thing.
Damn.
Pretty good. I'm enjoying it. It's very enjoyable.
It's very esoteric. You know, he's from down under, so obviously I have to be up above. Okay.
Well, I have a case here where a cop had a witness and a victim in his vehicle. He was heading to the sex crimes unit. He happened to see this guy on an ATV or something, and I don't know why he stopped him, which he shouldn't have, because he didn't follow police procedure, and he didn't even call backup for somebody else to go after this guy instead take the people to the sex crime unit. Well, he got out of his vehicle to chase after the guy. The guy, he had a gun, but the gun fell. He dropped it, and he was running, and he shot him multiple times. They have it on camera. They just charged him, I think, last week or the week before last, charged the former police officer. He got fired because he didn't follow procedure.
And there are many other charges that could be laid against these two, you know, things like assault causing death, and if they have those sort of things, you know, where they didn't mean to cause his death, but because what they did cause his death, but it shouldn't be held as high a regard as manslaughter, and it's definitely not murder because they didn't go there with the intention to kill this guy. So to be murder or capital murder, it's got to be with the intention to kill, and there was no intention to kill. I understand.
Well, they have it on video.
Yeah. So I mean, if they were going there with the intention to kill this guy, they would have just shot him. You know, they wouldn't have stood there and said, well, if you come closer, I'm going to shoot. You know what I mean? So, and it would vary from state to state. I know there'll be different laws in Texas as there would be to Massachusetts and stuff like that. So, you know, you just don't, just because someone's getting close to you. To me, those two didn't fear. The father and son, they weren't fearful. They weren't fearful. They had guns. They knew, and the other guy didn't have a gun. They knew. They weren't fearful. They weren't in fear.
So the guys, I didn't see the video. Sorry, man, interrupt you. Go ahead, man. If you want to see.
No, go.
I didn't see the video. I wasn't able to see the video on here on the Zoom, but I heard the audio. So like, it was the guy that was yelling that ended up shooting the guy, right?
No, it was the other way around. No, it was the other way around. Yeah.
Oh, I would assume it was the guy who was yelling.
No, the guy who was yelling, who was
shot the person. And then I was like, man, like I was gonna say they kind of instigated it, like they were kind of being instigators.
No.
Well, that's why you got to get things right, man.
And this guy was a big dude. I would dare say he was, you know, over 6 foot. Wouldn't you say, Eben? It looked like he was over
6'2" at least.
Yeah, 6'2". And the guy that he was going up against was about Eben's height, about 3'2". No,
he was trying to be tough guy.
Yeah, the guy who was swearing and stuff was trying to be a tough guy, and the father and son. The father, you know, short, tubby dude, probably about 5'6", 5'4", tubby dude. You know, looked like a little bit of could be the new prison Santa Claus if he's lucky, yeah, he just stood his ground, and I don't believe in standing ground. I believe in, you know, if you're fearful, if you're in fear of your life, then you step away.
All right. Here's so I mean, this is a good conversation, but here's something. This is there's no stand your ground law here in Nebraska, in the state of Nebraska, or Nebraska state, however you want to call it. So in April 2013, burglars came to rob Wegman's home. He pulled out a shotgun, but it only took the sound of cocking it for the suspects to stop. And he just held them at gunpoint, and the police arrived. The thing is, if he fired, he could have been arrested and tried for manslaughter. What they're telling you is if someone comes to rob your property and not necessarily attacking you, if by law, they say that by law that the first response should be to retreat or surrender whatever property the attacker wants. So if they come and they want to take your life savings, they're safe. And but you have your gun pointing at them and you fire, that means you would be guilty of probably manslaughter. That does not make sense to me. I don't think anyone should.
Is that the law there in Nebraska?
No, that's that's how a law can be interpreted for any state that doesn't have a stand your ground law.
Well, here in Philly, several people have been shot coming into people's houses and killed, and the people that shot and killed them did not get charged.
Yeah, I mean,
so we had a guy here in Australia who did that, who shot his intruders, and they wanted to charge him with manslaughter. And
that's crazy.
There was a huge uproar about it, like massive. You know, these criminals shouldn't have been in his house. And it was a farmstead. It wasn't like a urban suburban household. It was out in the country. So in every right, he has the right to have a gun. I think, you know, over a certain amount of land size, you're allowed to have a gun for vermin and stuff like that.
So this is where oh, sorry, go ahead.
So they literally tried to charge him with manslaughter.
Yeah.
They took him to court and everything. And that's just bullshit, man. If you enter somebody's house with the intention to steal, you know, and there's the possibility that, you know, you could physically hurt these people in this house, you lose your rights, as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. Before I just want to finish this. Sorry, Ben. I just want to finish this article before we continue on. So, and note some things that aren't true. So, this is Sergeant Kelly from Douglas County Sheriff's Department says you're prohibited from using deadly force to protect property. I don't think that's true. But here's also this is there's been an uptick in the number of requests for permits to purchase. These are necessary to legally buy a gun. No, it's necessary to buy a gun that has a barrel of 16 inches or less than 16 inches. And here's another untruth. Deputies also want to remind the public to carry a gun. People must also have a permit for concealed carry. Not true. You can carry a gun as long as it's not concealed in the state of Nebraska. And if you don't have a permit for concealed carry, if you're in a car, you have to have it visible at all times. And there's a lot of regulations where you can't have a gun even if it's not concealed. So yeah, in Nebraska, you can carry a gun where everyone can see it, and that's fine. But if you're trying to hide a gun where people can't see it, then you do need a concealed carry. So I don't like how this is set up. Sorry, that's all I wanted to say about this article before.
Oh yeah, that's why they have like those gun racks all the time, you know, in different states. You see them in movies and stuff. That's because of that kind of law. And some of these laws go back a while, you know.
Yeah, but
I think even some things go back to like the English common law or something.
Do you guys remember the move incident here in Philadelphia?
Yeah, there's a really good there's a really good thing on Vice News that exposed me to it. Vice Presents or Vice Meets. They do an interview with a guy who like he said he's from Philadelphia and he was growing up and he was a teenager when all that happened and it like kind of traumatized him. So like he ended up like researching a whole bunch and he researched it a whole bunch and did like a documentary on it. So they interviewed the director and creator of the documentary for like 15 minutes, give him a long time to talk. It was like a 50-minute interview. And it's really, really good. And that's the first I ever heard of it. It was just a few years ago, three or 4 years ago.
In 1987, this MOVE members were in a house and in West Philly on Osage Avenue, and they dropped a bomb on it. They could have put the fire out, but they said let it burn. I mean, kids, women were in the building. And it was our black mayor, Wilson Good, and Friday they named the street after the mayor. Didn't contact the community and ask them did they want them to do it. They did it behind the community's back, and they were protesting.
Can I just show you something? I've just been looking at this photo, this image of the man shot dead by father and son duo, and I've just freeze framed it on this really interesting, and this could probably change the whole aspects of it. Hang on, just let me share this. Where are we? We want that one. That's the father. What's this thing here?
It looks like a sword.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like the father's protecting his face. What's this bar / sword / thing here?
Yeah, it looks like a katana or something.
Yeah. Looks like he's thrown something at them.
Wait. So that you don't think that's like... You think the other guy threw a sword at him?
Yeah. Looks like he's thrown... Because look at the way that the father's hand's covering his face.
Yeah, I thought he was just trying to get away from the shotgun blast of his son.
But what's that thing there?
That does look like a sword. But who throws a sword, honestly? Or maybe...
into a gunfight. It doesn't make any sense.
I didn't see a sword, the other guy carrying a sword.
Mm.
Can you freeze frame it like right
drawn
before?
in? Is it photoshopped?
So there's the sun. Right? I want to count how many times he gets shot.
4.
He gets shot 4 times, does he?
Yeah.
Point it. Point it.
1, 2. Okay, so that's after he gets shot. He gets 2 bullets thrown. So he throws a pole / something. If you watch it really slowly, is there a way to slow it down?
Slow it down. Speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, up.
Yeah, no, hang on, I just got to get rid of the... So if we go to half speed... Right.
Husband.
Whoa. Shoot me! You're dead. Point it. Point it.
1, 2. This is where the pole comes in. Watch. There.
Oh yeah, it definitely.
So he gets shot. So he's obviously got something in his hand when the guy shot him. So that brings in a different aspect. That brings in a totally different... If he's got something in his hand and he's going to hit the old man with it, like raises it, because you don't see it in the video, but if he raises it and steps towards the old man, then that's different. That's different.
I mean, yeah, I would agree. I mean, I didn't think it was that much of a difference beforehand. You know,
meeting a fist with a gun to me just doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good eye.
That's a good one. Because I was thinking he's just doing like that so he doesn't get any blast from his son's shotgun fire.
Yeah, but like I'll play it in normal speed. Hang on, just let me go back to it, and I'll play it in normal speed.
I can try to. I mean, what I should do is actually record it, put it into Power Director, and do freeze frames.
Just download it through the website. That website that you can download YouTube videos.
I do Freemake. That's what I have.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't.
Shoot my husband.
Whoa. Shoot me! You're dead. Point it. Point it.
There he goes. and it sounds like a metal pole. Okay, so we'll pause it. We'll just go back to normal speed, and we'll just see how fast these guys reacted. Normal.
You're dead. Point it. Point it.
Yeah, that's seconds, dude. That's not even 5 seconds. That whole thing happened.
Yeah, and you hear the guy with the gun say, point it, point it.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about that, whatever he was going to throw.
Oh, yeah, you're...
Yep. Yep.
So, well, he had to defend himself, so...
Yep. If someone came at me with a metal pole or a wooden pole and I had a gun, that's a different story.
I think there's another... oh, no, never mind. Oh, this is an HD. Let me see, and I'll put it through Power Director and show you guys. Where is it?
That's pretty full on, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty full on.
Hopefully the police catch that. You got a sharp eye, Ryan. So I'm not gonna have to. I can't pull anything past Ryan, that's for sure. Damn it, I'm gonna have to. That's just funny.
Oh, Evan, I sent you a link for Umar Johnson and Facebook.
Facebook? Oh man, I don't like using Facebook.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't. But I'll look for it. Is it on the stream? I guess I could check.
Yeah, I'm on the stream on Facebook.
Okay.
And I put it in there. It's only like 10 minutes.
See, the thing that I have a problem with, right, is usually when you have a situation where it's one person versus another, and the person, one side is recording, that side will only ever record the person, or mainly the person that is aggressing against them. So you rarely see her sort of put the camera on him. And that's a really, I think, an important thing that we need to think about as well.
Yeah.
Who am I? I'm just talking common sense. Common sense.
All right, let's see.
Crazy Australian common sense. Oh, guess what? Guess what? Why are you doing that? You know how you guys had the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
My team made it into the Australian Super Bowl.
Great.
They came from 13th last season, and they beat the top of the ladder team on Friday night to make it into the grand final. We call it the grand final, not Super Bowl. So,
right, so you guys watch me working on my Power Director. What's great is when you go ahead and do snippets or trimming, you can go ahead and break it down to 5 seconds, a second, 5 frames, and 1 frame. So once it's loading, we can get to the part where this is the HD quality one that I found. So it looks like it's better quality than what we saw. Alright, so let's go to 5 frames just to find it.
Working out over there, Ryan?
Me working out? Right. No way.
So
I've got big man boobies. I don't need to work out.
All right, we're gonna go down to 1 frame. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Frame
I want to see this.
Like, we don't see anything behind him, and he is trying to dodge something. Car. Oh, we see it. We see that. You see how?
Yeah, there.
It goes. It gets thrown.
Yeah, it gets thrown at the father.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a sword at that moment, like we saw in your part. It just looks like a stick or something. It doesn't look like a sword. The one
it's a wooden. It's a wooden pole. A wooden. But even still, that's wooden, metal. 6 of 1, really, isn't it? But he's already shot him twice.
Yeah.
So he's already shot. Yeah, it's wood. Because if you go to the next one.
Which one from? You mean
that,
right
the
here?
one where it's almost out of shot. Sorry, I'm looking. You've got it on YouTube, so it's a bit laggy. There, that one. You can see that it's all wood. It's not. It's probably part of the mattress, to be honest with you.
Oh, it could be. He probably.
But he's already shot him at this stage.
Yeah, so maybe he didn't have it. Maybe when he got shot, he fell and grabbed anything that he could, and it was a piece of wood, and he threw it. That could also be that. Because at no point did we ever see him actually have anything in his hands.
Yeah. I really think the father and son team should go to prison for at least 25 years for their fashion sense.
No, I don't. I disagree with that.
No, for their fashion sense.
Oh.
At least wear a t-shirt or something.
It's hot in Texas.
Yeah, but the dude's wearing jeans, though.
I mean,
put a t-shirt on and put some shorts on, dude. But you know what? But you understand what I'm saying? Like whenever you're videotaping something, you're always videotaping the other side.
Yep.
So you rarely see her videotaping her husband. So you really don't know.
Yeah, this is the only frame where before we see him get shot, we don't see anything where he's holding anything. We see his left hand doesn't have anything. We can't see if he's got anything on his right hand. And look, this guy's definitely much bigger.
Yeah. Go back to the one where you see the guy in the orange there. No, a little bit further to the left.
Yeah. This one?
Where you see him. He doesn't look like he's got anything in his hand.
Yeah, but we never see his right hand.
Yeah, but if he's holding that large stick, you wouldn't hold the stick right down, like so it's behind your leg. You would hold it so it's sort of, like that, not like that. You wouldn't hold it like that.
Yeah.
Like that. You would hold it like that. You know what I mean? Like.
All right, here we can see the right side. Let's see if he has anything on him.
Got his left.
I mean, he doesn't have anything on his. We're doing 5 frames.
He doesn't have anything on his left because that's his left hand there.
That's his right hand.
That's his left hand.
Yeah, but that's his right.
You talking? No, that's his left hand.
This is his right.
That's his right now. Don't forget I'm lagging, dude.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
He's got nothing. You can see his left hand there.
Yeah, his
just
left
there, just near his PP. He's there, right there. He's got nothing in his right.
Yep, nothing in his right, nothing on his left. But
Stop.
What?
Down there on the ground in the right hand corner. So if you go back a few frames, so you see the mattress in the bottom right hand corner.
Oh man, it's hard to do this.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Just go back to where the mattress was in the right hand corner, where it has the guy in the orange and the mattress in the right hand corner.
Yep.
Just let it catch up.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a little bit of loose wood on the mattress that he could have picked up and flung.
Yeah, that could have been that. I think that's mostly the case. He probably he didn't have anything in his hands.
That's material. That's not actually wood.
That looks like wood. It looks like the underframe.
Like the bluish bit is the material around the outside, and then you've got the wood slats of the mattress.
Yeah. Maybe it was a wood slat that he threw.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways,
even still, it's fucked.
Yeah,
it's fucked either way. I mean, it's ruined everybody's
No one should have
life.
died that day. Let's just
no. No one should have. But it's fucked everybody's life up.
Yeah.
You know?
The kids,
Over
the wife.
a mattress.
Over a fucking mattress.
Over, yeah, the alleyway, a dumpster mattress.
It's a fucking dirt road alleyway. It's not even something. And if you look at the building behind him, it looks like an abandoned building anyway. It's like, fucking hell, really?
What's this world come to?
Shooting each other over mattresses, mate. That's what this world's come to.
A mattress in a dumpster. It's not even like a mattress you'd want to sleep on. It's a mattress they want to get rid of.
Or steal. You don't want to. It's not. You didn't want to steal it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Oh, you know what I watched last night? I don't know if Shirley knows this one. Rosenwood. Do you know that movie?
Who?
Rosenwood.
Rosewood.
Rosenwood.
With Ving Rhymes.
It had. Let me look it up.
He was the black bald head dude, Ving Rhymes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That was a true story.
Yes, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, we get some kind of capital, and they come and tear it down. That woman was having that affair with that dude, and then she gonna holler out she was raped, and it was a black man. They tore that town up.
So it had John Voight, which is Angelina Jolie's father.
Yeah. He was schooling with the younger kid in the family.
Yep. And then Ving Rhames, Don.
He was a free man.
And it had, didn't it, the sheriff, wasn't he the young dude from Perfect Mile? The Green Mile, I mean?
Yeah.
It was starred John Voight, Ving Rhames, Don Cheadle, Bruce McGill, Lauren Dean, Esther
Roll from Good Times.
Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Oh, music was also by John Williams. John Williams composed that. Interesting.
That was a good movie.
I may have to watch that. That was
Michael Rooker always plays a very good racist. He does. I mean, if he's the same actor that I'm thinking who was in The Green Mile, he was racist in that movie, and he was racist in this movie.
The Walking Dead. He's also pretty good at being an antagonist. For people who don't know Michael Rooker, I'll show people who Michael Rooker is.
He wasn't in The Green Mile.
Oh, he wasn't?
No, it's a different actor.
This is Michael Rooker right here. He's in a lot of movies, but
the only time that it's acceptable for a white person to say the N-word is in a racist movie. That's what I figured out last night.
Let's see. I don't know. I like him as an actor. He's pretty good.
Oh, he's a good actor.
Well, the N-word was used in the 70s a lot by black and white. Oh, yeah, he played in that other movie. What's that actor name? Oh, my God. It was a true story about Mississippi, about the 3 civil rights activists that were killed in Mississippi.
Mississippi Burning?
That movie name? Yes. He played in that, too. He always played good as a racist. He does. He does.
It's like, man, he's such a good racist actor.
But there are some really good actors that play really, really good racist characters. Like the guy from what's his name?
I love that movie, Mississippi Burning. I wish they make one about Black Wall Street, what they did to those people in Oklahoma.
I gotta show. Mississippi Burning is a really, really good movie.
Yes, it is. What was his name? What's that actor name? The white guy. He was the agent. I know it, and it's on my tongue, and I can't think of it.
What? Who directed
Gene
it?
Hackman. Gene Hackman.
Oh, Gene Hackman, yeah.
Yeah.
There's another really good actor. Let me find out who. You'll know him as soon as I point him out to you. I've just got to find out what TV show he was in so I can.
Sean Penn is a good actor too. When he played in the movie Milk, that was good.
No, is it Justified? I think it is. I think it is Justified.
Justin Bieber, you said?
No.
No, he said Justified.
I know.
There's a TV show called Justified. I'm just trying to work out the TV show that I know him from, and then I can. He's been in so many.
What's a notable movie, notable actor he was starring with, director he was directed in? I can figure it out.
Okay.
For the most part, I was taking care of my daughter who's feeling ill or whatever, but I'm going to be heading out for a cigarette, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna let my phone charge. It needs to charge all the time. All right. You going to talk bad about me? Do it now.
Ah, that's him. Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins, his name is. Oh, you'll know him. Just wait. I'll share it.
Is he one of those guys who's like in a million movies, but we don't really know who he is? We just recognize him.
Yeah. Hang on. What happened to the... There it is.
Me and my brother always used to play.
Zoom?
Huh?
Something happened to my Zoom.
Did you hear that Beyonce is being sued by her former drummer of 7 years?
For what?
She says she's not crazy because there's some crazy shit going on in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But she says she does witchcraft and she killed her cat.
Oh, I know that guy. That's that guy's name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I know his real name.
I can't see him.
Oh, you'll see him. Just wait.
You'll see. He'll come up. He'll come up, Shell. His real name is Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins.
No wonder I couldn't remember his name. That's a weird name. But yeah, he's in he's in hundreds of movies, but I don't think he's ever starred in a movie as like the main actor.
But look at all the TV shows that he's been in and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, this guy is.
Has he ever?
He plays a really good. He plays a really good.
He just played on that show. He played in The Shield.
He played a really.
That show.
Watch
That's
Justified.
My boy from The Shield. That's the motorcycle gang, right?
No, that's Sons of Anarchy, I think. I don't know what Justified is.
Hang on.
Sons of Anarchy. He played in that too. He played in The Shield with Mike Chiklis. That was a good damn show. Me and my husband watched that all the time. And now they got a spin-off from Sons of Anarchy called the Mayans, and I'm watching that now.
He plays a transsexual in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, they like to do that in Hollywood.
Yeah, he does. He plays. He does. Look, where is it? Sons of Anarchy. Venus Van Dam.
Is it Jean-Claude Van Damme's brother
or
sister?
No. It's a fucking spin-off, dude. He plays
I'm just joking around. Come on, guys.
Yeah. When the jokes aren't funny, dude, then you know. No, he plays a transsexual in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, they like them doing that in Hollywood. They offered David Chappelle to wear a dress, and he told them hell no.
Well, that's why he doesn't have the millions of dollars. He should just worn that dress.
No, but he's not following the line. I mean, that Hollywood is crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Cat Williams, the comedian, he talked about some crazy stuff that go on at some elite parties. He was like, when I went there and saw what those guys were doing, he didn't describe it, but
Yeah. Yeah. I went down the whole thing, Shirley. I agree. Cat Williams,
David
Dave
Chappelle.
It's all out there.
And you got all these other artists, these other comedians that's coming up, like Kevin Hart. Even though he's from Philly, I don't think he's that funny. And that Tiffany Haddish, she hasn't done stand-up comedy on her own.
I know. And
she's out there big now.
Mm-hmm.
They choose people like they choose our politicians.
Yes, they do. And we always see them with their symbolic hand gestures, right?
Yeah, because Beyonce has a lot of symbolic gestures in her videos.
Yeah.
So I believe they want to say her former drummer is crazy. She's not crazy. She got to go to court sometime, I think this month. She got a restraining order against her.
Who has a restraining order against who?
She's trying to get a restraining order against Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
And she also said she's filing some kind of complaint for intellectual property. So Beyonce is known for using other people's music.
Yeah. Oh man, I need to take a shower.
What's the Mayans TV show called, Shell?
The Mayans?
Mayans.
Is it?
Yes, Mayans. Only thing I hate about it is so many subtitles because they speak in Mexican, but it's a good show.
How do you guys find time to watch stuff when you guys are on this for like 3-4 hours?
I got DVR, buddy. And I got a whole lot of shows going to come on this week.
So what are your favorite shows now? Like if you had to pick one show.
I got The Resident,
you should
talking
watch.
about how the hospitals are run, and Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. Oh, I got a whole lot.
Anybody? Hello?
Who that,
shoot,
Ben?
Did I freeze?
Huh?
Ryan froze. What's going on here?
Yeah, why Ryan freeze? Wait a minute, I can't hear Eben.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, my phone was acting crazy earlier when I was talking to my mother-in-law. It did the same thing.
That's weird. Yeah, something happened to me and Ryan. I think.
It seems like when I talk about certain things involving Hollywood and the government, my shit messed up.
I'm telling you, CIA's on you. We joke about it, but they probably are.
Yeah, I know. I may have the FBI coming to my house, but they came to you. Shit.
It's like, oh, we know who Shirley is now. No fly list, Shirley? Ryan? Ben? I'm wondering if I'm on a no fly list. It'd be weird. It's weird.
John Lewis is on one.
Here's the thing. I don't think they put you. If you're small, like I'm so small, like nobody watches my stuff. 7 people watching on DLive. They probably don't care. I mean, I got my permit for in Nebraska. You know, if I was
there's Ryan back.
Yeah, he's been back a while. I mean, look, if they didn't want me to get a handgun, I already have a handgun. But I just like to get the stuff just so I can have it in case I wanted to find there was a gun and it's like, hey, I want that gun. I don't need another pistol. The only reason I want a pistol, eventually I want to buy a single action revolver. But just for practicing quick draw. You don't even need a revolver to practice quick draw. You can always do that with a semi-automatic anyways.
Quick draw, that's like from the old Western.
Yep. Old Western. Why can't I find it? Nope. I got a George Costanza wallet. I've got so much junk in here that I don't clean out. Oh, crap.
I just started downloading the Mayans.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Yeah, the 4th episode coming on, I think, Tuesday. I gotta finish watching the 3rd episode.
Seriously, really? I can't find it.
And I love my haves and have-nots by Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I'm not like you, Shell. I don't like those Chicago PDs, fire brigades, and all that other shit.
Oh, I love them.
Wait, you watch Tyler Perry even though he's worn a dress?
Yeah, I love Medea. Medea put me in mind of my grandmother. My grandmother carried a gun in her pocketbook.
Oh, crap. I had to clean that off. All right. Nope.
That's how old school black children need old people just like that from back in the day. We got away from that, and that's why our children are running amok, and the government is saying we can't beat our children now.
Sorry, guys.
That's sad. But they want to say, why are the kids so out of control? Why are they overweight? Well, y'all took Jim out of fucking school.
Here, look. Firearm purchase certificate. You know, I don't see why they would put me on a no-fly list if they're going to go ahead and let me buy guns here.
They don't care about that. They want people to have guns.
Oh, really? You think that?
Yeah.
Why?
They do.
Why would you say that?
New World Order.
Yeah, but wouldn't they want people not to have guns?
Yeah, they wouldn't want them to have guns, but why would they still allow people to get guns?
I'm confused.
Like that guy up here in Pennsylvania. You might have heard about it. It was 3 days in a row, 3 times in a row this week. It was the shooting at the plant, and what was that? It was a Rite Aid distribution center, a mass shooting. Then it was something else happened, and then up here in Pennsylvania, this guy, he went to a retirement facility, and it was locked there because they said it was shooting inside. Coming to find out, he just went to court early that day, and his divorce got final. His wife got to keep the house, and something else she got to keep. And then, before he went to the retirement home, he drove by her house, and she was outside doing work on a car, and he started firing at her, but he didn't hit her. He went to the retirement home and killed both his parents.
His own
in the
parents?
retirement home.
His own parents or
Yes, his parents.
Yeah.
They were 80 years old. I said, oh, they're going to find him dead. He's going to kill himself. And they sure enough did. He killed himself. And then that girl that did the shooting at the Rite Aid distribution center in I think that was Maryland. She was licensed to carry.
Hey, police officers are licensed to carry too, and they get away from some with some shady stuff.
Well, I'm glad here. Another thing happened here in Philly last week. There was a civil lawsuit about the forfeiture of property. Somebody selling drugs. This one Russian couple, their son, they didn't know if their son was on drugs or selling drugs. He got arrested for $40 worth of drugs. They took their house. They took their money. So they filed a civil suit and they won. So now the new DA, he's implementing that they cannot do that no more. How you going to take somebody's property? They weren't part of the crime. And the son did a day, and he got out the next day.
Yeah, there's nothing civil about civil forfeit.
No.
Aperture? Is it aperture? What's the A part? Forfeiture.
Forfeiture.
Civil asset forfeiture. Yeah, I don't know
forfeiture.
I don't know what I was thinking.
That's a disgrace. That's disgusting.
If
that happened here, man, it would be on like Donkey Kong.
I mean, the parents didn't know he was selling drugs or on drugs. And they're going to take their house because he sold some from there. And there wasn't no criminal charges against the parents. They was making money off of it because they was using the money to fund the DA office in Philadelphia.
You know what frustrates me the most is
Hillary Clinton not winning.
Yeah, that frustrates me, but not the most.
Oh, okay.
Is you will see these small town, not small town, but medium town police stations that are worth $350 million. You know what I mean? Not that much, but you know they're worth $3.5 million, and they've got the latest high tech, this, that, and the other. And it was all, hey, how you going? Hey, Eric. It was all funded by, you know, civil asset forfeitures. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
And then they get them on traffic tickets and stuff in the poor communities. They did that in Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
They were making money off those people. It's crazy.
It's messed up.
There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, but I just hate they named that street after our former mayor that allowed the bombing of a residential neighborhood. That was awful, and they let it burn. They rebuilt houses on the block. Then they had to tear them down because they didn't build them up properly, and they got new homes now. And they gave the mayor his name, named the street after him. That's a disgrace. And they did it behind their back. Did you look that case up, Ryan?
Hey, Eric.
Hey.
I've got your posters ready to go. I actually added 3 more. They're a surprise.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
I had to refactor whatever cardboard I could find to make them fit and not be huge. But it's heavy. It's going to be hard to bend. Uh-oh. It should be
It's okay. Thank you so much. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No worries. So I'll probably ship it on Monday, I think.
Nice. Thank you again. I greatly appreciate it.
No worries.
Hey,
you feeling any better?
I'm sorry?
You feeling any better?
I thought I was feeling better. I still got this cough and some phlegm. It always takes me a while to be 100%.
Get well soon.
Thanks.
Hey, Eric, did you catch Hillary's interview with Rachel Madcow?
I didn't even want to watch it. I watched. I've seen clips of it. I was like, shit.
I'm like, go back to the woods. Go back to the woods.
She needs to go back to where she belongs.
Oh,
that's in the woods.
I need to find that Eric Trigger thing that I made a long time ago.
What's that? The cunt?
No, it's something else. There's a little, like, oh, here it is. Here, I think I can add it. Here we go. Let me double check. Oh yeah, 14 seconds long. So this is, you have to watch it on your YouTube, Facebook, or whatever.
Let me get my phone. No one should be bowing down to the Kenko Queen Hillary.
Yes. Text. Alright, here it goes. Oh. It's not ready yet, but this is what it would be. That was it. So if you watched it on Facebook, I gotta fix it. Let's see.
Okay.
I made that a while ago because Eric likes that.
Oh, the gif.
South Park, yeah.
Put some sunnies on it. It looks a bit like Eric. If you put some sunnies on it, I reckon you could. But I'll give it. It needs a bit of a change. Sometimes Eric has a little bit of a goatee. Sometimes he doesn't. But maybe you should. Maybe you should go to.
Should I be PI principal, politically incorrect principal, and just say a bunch of politically incorrect shit?
Exactly. But go to Fiverr and see if there's an animator who can do South Park animations. And then they can do a South Park animation for $5.
That'd be cool.
I'll look it up.
Just get a picture of Eric. Hey, I could probably make that. I could probably make a caricature of Eric being detriggered. South Park Eric. That'd be awesome if you did make it.
What you would do is you'd have Eric sitting there calmly, and then all of a sudden it would be like trigger, like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause like now I can't even see the fucking video anymore because fucking YouTube took it down. Probably I can find it somewhere else. There was like this one like InfoWars Alex Jones video, and this girl's like. Then I was like, oh my god, she's so triggered, and I just laughed. I was like,
hey, so speaking of triggering, let's go ahead and watch this interview with Hillary Clinton and Rachel Maddow.
The Cankle Queen, Queen Hillary, and mad cow disease. Rachel Mad Cow. Like I'm still pissed off that like she like fucking fake cried about like the immigrant children, like the children in cages. Like I know it's wrong, but you didn't call it out on the other administration or previous administrations or whatever administrations who got this shit done in the first place. And
it was under Obama.
Yep. And also, there was another one. Also, I mean, and not crying about how fucking other children are being fucking blown to bits in other fucking countries. I don't want to hear that fucking bitch crying about immigrant children and like fake crying and all that, a bunch of crap with it.
Then you might like this. Here we go.
I feel like one of the sort of signal developments of my adulthood as an American citizen has been the erosion of people's faith in Congress, specifically as an institution. You've seen the approval ratings for Congress sort of drive down and down and down every year to the point where it's like lower than most STDs at this point in terms of public approval.
I'm gonna actually give my honest opinion about like the whole thing. Hillary Clinton is such a nasty turd sandwich. Such a nasty sandwich. Like on South Park, since they refer to her as a turd sandwich. Such a nasty sandwich.
Have they found anyone, excuse me, in 2020 to run against Trump yet?
Kamala, Biden, Corey.
Kamala, pretty much Obama, but as a female.
But Obama picked someone that he wants to run. I forgot the guy's name. He's corporate.
Someone from Monsanto or something?
I'm not sure where he's from, but I know he's corporate.
Yeah. Goldman Sachs, probably.
And Eric, Obama was here on Friday campaigning.
Oh, God. Well, like, was it just a big lecture fest when Obama was there?
I didn't watch it. I just watched the interview in the crowd, and I'm like, them some stupid fucking idiots.
That's Ebon Kim.
Turn the news off.
Like with me, when it comes to like Obama, it's like with me, he makes himself so irrelevant now. Like, you know, it's like it was like he was like a political actor politician. That's how I actually really do treat him nowadays.
He was chosen. We don't have elections, we have selections.
Sadly. But
yep.
You could get this one. and just put some sunglasses and you have Eric.
Or you need a red MAGA hat.
And a red MAGA hat. Yeah, we'll get the red MAGA hat as well. And we'll get a Triforce instead of skulls put on the front of his T-shirt.
That's pretty good. Fiverr, huh?
Fiverr, yeah. But there's Evan. That's when he goes out to the gay nightclub, puts on his leather vest, and
Hey, how do you know so much about my life?
dude, you think if I found that dude throwing that little bit of wood at that other dude was something special? You should see how I will get doing other things.
You know, Columbus, Nebraska, it's the mecca of gay nightclubs, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've been busy like reorganizing like my videos since I recorded like so many videos and I forgot to like rename them, and I just have to find out which video is which. So I've been doing that, and plus also with a snapshot picture, and I've been uploading like a bunch of stuff to Bitchute.
Yeah, I like that Bitchute lately. You've been busy uploading. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and also also on Thursday I played with a friend online.
It's good. I've been playing
just to test it out.
Some of the Rainbow Six. My last game, I killed 5 people. My whole team was dead, and I didn't record it or go live. I hate it when that happens. It's because it's 5v5, so my whole team's dead. So it's just me against 5 other people, and I win. But I hate it when I don't record.
What shirt are you wearing, Ryan?
Oh, it's Bob's Burgers.
Ah, sweet Louise.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bob's Burgers. It's such a great show.
Hey, Eric, my husband got an epiphany on Saturday night.
What happened?
He was like, I mentioned Obama about something he did. And he like, oh, speaking of him, I'm like, whoa, what is he talking about? His tune have changed. He saw this Dr. Umar Johnson on Facebook, and he ran down all the stuff I mentioned to my husband. He said, this is what Cheryl was talking about. Because he couldn't understand why I hated him. And I'm like, this is what she's been trying to tell me, and I wasn't listening. It took someone else for him to hear it.
Whoa! Well, that will make I hope that will make him think. He'll actually listen to you.
Yeah, and move away from mainstream media because he can't stop turning to CNN or MSNBC. It makes me.
Can you talk to him and ask him what clip exactly or what show exactly that he saw that woke him up?
Oh,
Barack Obama.
I put it in Facebook.
It's that exact episode?
Yeah, that's the exact one.
Hold on.
It's like 10 minutes.
I kind of think that like the liberals or the neoliberals and conservatives should just like form one party, but at the end of the day, like conservative, you can't just get the conservative thing to go away, even though it doesn't make any sense.
Can I share
There's
it?
not much about conservatism that makes much sense.
Can I share it? It's sorry. Can I share it?
No, I just was gonna say something real quick about that.
Sure.
I think you have to ask yourself, what kind of liberals is it that are they that they stand in the way of the future of liberalism, that they stand in the way of the future of like a more left party, or basically this the future of the Democrats. They themselves stand in the way. So whenever it seems like an endless stalemate where the two sectors of the Democrats are like the ones that aren't really Democrats anymore, but have that leaningness to themselves, and then the ones that are stay with the party, like they're just going to be at odds. It seems like just for indefinitely. But whenever they try to blame it all on us, just remember, it's like, what kind of liberal party is it that we have that's actually standing in the way of of like the real liberal values and things like Bernie Sanders, and that's really what we have with Obama and Clinton and anybody in 2020. It looks like on the horizon.
A corporate liberal slash neoliberal pussy.
Yeah. Hey, okay. I wanna do this video, just a solo video eventually, surely. But I'm gonna play back the video that your husband watched that woke him up. It's 10 minutes and 35 seconds long. I'm gonna mute everybody. You guys can listen to it and watch it on YouTube, DLive, Facebook, whatever.
Okay.
Give me a second.
With Barack Obama was put in office for two reasons. One was domestic, one was international. Every president of America is given a domestic mandate and an international mandate. Barack Obama's international mandate was to make Africa and its resources safe again for Western exploitation, in particular through the AFRICOM program of putting United States military bases within African soil, geographically located close to places with high levels of mineral reserve. So what's going on in Ghana right now? An agreement between the Ghanaian government and the United States to put a military base in Ghana. This is all strategic to make sure that if Africa ever decides to rise up and push back against European imperialism, aka white supremacy, they will not be in a military position to be able to do that. So Obama succeeded. And the reason he succeeded in Africa is because Africa, just like Black America, just like Black Europe, thought the presidency of Barack Obama was a blessing because we don't understand white supremacy and we don't understand politics. It doesn't matter whose face is on the cover. It doesn't matter whose face is out front. The only thing that matters is the color of the hand that makes the decisions. Barack Obama was a flunky. He was a functionary. He was a stool pigeon, and he was a puppet. And yes, he was a coon. Barack Obama did absolutely nothing to benefit Africa. He did absolutely nothing to benefit African people. Now, domestically, Barack Obama's job was to distract Black people in America long enough for the government to take everything that our ancestors fought for, roll it up into one big ball: civil rights, voting rights, affirmative action, equality, you name it, and roll it on over to the feminist movement, roll it on over to the LGBT movement, and roll it on over to the multicultural movement. So today in America, whenever you hear civil rights discussed, Black people are not in the conversation. It's gays, it's feminism, or it's multiculturalism. They use Barack Obama to take everything Black people fought for and give it to people who have never fought for Black people.
What do you know about the situation of Black people in France?
I'm somewhat familiar because I tend to study the international situation. Not thoroughly familiar, but I will say this. In all my travels, wherever I go, there's four things constant. I don't care if I'm in France, London. I don't care if I'm in South Africa, Nigeria. I don't care if I'm in Holland, Austria, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, Canada, LA, Houston. On the planet, there's four constants for African people. Number one, we're worshiping a white Jesus. I don't care where you go. Black people in love with a white Christ. That's number one. Number two, you have mass incarceration of Black males at a rate 4 or 5 times their percentage of the population in that particular state. Number three, you have miseducation of Black children. You have the over-identification of Black children in classifications of mental retardation, ADHD, learning disabled. You have record numbers of single Black mothers raising our children on their own, okay? And then on top of that, you also have a Black economy, which is totally dominated by people who do not look like us. I don't care where you go on the planet, Black people are not in control of their economy. Your rice, your bread, your milk, your sneakers, your hats, your clothing, your transportation, your electronics, everything you buy is being sold to you by somebody who don't look like you, but more importantly, don't care about you.
What would be the solutions? Because, you know, this is a statement, but now what could be the solutions?
Solutions are simple. And the solution hasn't changed since Marcus Garvey articulated it over 100 years ago. And the solution is independence in all areas of human endeavor. The solution for African people is no different than the solution for Chinese people. The solution for African people is no different than the solution for the French people. It's the same. It's no secret. It's not hidden under a rock. We have to do what everyone else has done and has built ourselves up independently, economically, educationally, Spiritually, socially, politically, we must become a power base, which we are not, as we are today, with all of our doctors, with all of our college-educated folks, with all of our black capitalistic business owners who are only looking to get rich themselves but do nothing to raise the general economic condition of black people. We are still a race of dependents. If you live in France, you're dependent on the French government for this and for that. You're dependent on white business to provide your basic needs. America, it's the same thing. Africa, it's the same thing. Wherever we are dependent on the white power structure where we live. There's 4 institutions that you must have in order to be considered an independent community. We don't have them nowhere in space and time at the same time. A hospital to protect African life. A supermarket, okay, for nutrition to preserve African life. Education to prepare the next generation of African children for the role that they must play in the freedom struggle. And number 4, a bank to finance the building of infrastructure and institutions and organizations and programs where we live. You cannot find those 4 things totally owned by African people anywhere on the face of the earth, but we will call ourselves free. There's 2 types of freedom. There's a F-R-E-E-D-O-M and there's an F-R-E-E-D-U-M-B. White people have the freedom. We have the freedom because we're too politically uneducated to recognize that it doesn't matter if you can drive a Mercedes. It doesn't matter if you can live in a white suburb. It doesn't matter if your black child can go to a white school. At the end of the day, what do you control? What do you own? What do you produce? What do you distribute? Marcus Garvey said, a race without power and authority is a race without respect. A race that doesn't respect itself automatically forfeits the respect of other people. So you say, where did we begin? 2 things. Education and economics. It's going to be hard to break the psychological chains of slavery as long as just about everyone in this room went to a white school to get their education, a white public school to get that education. And what is the function of public education? Whether it's UK, France, Austria, Germany, USA, it doesn't matter. The purpose of education for African children in a European context is to teach the African child that you are second place and that is where you will always stay. And the only way you can rise above it is if we give you permission to rise above it. The education system's job is to make sure black children never come to believe that they have a right to replace the white boy being in control.
That was the next question I was going to ask you, because, you know, when we speak about African Americans, do you think that African Americans are truly and deeply aware of their African roots?
Well, I don't think that's a question just for African Americans. I think that's a question for Africans anywhere.
Yeah, of course, but I'm speaking about this because you are from the United States, so of course.
Right, but I want to Pan-Africanize the question, though.
Okay, all right. So
because whether you're dealing with France, whether you're dealing with UK, whether you're dealing with Black America, okay?
So globally, yeah.
Globally, it's no different. Canada, it's no different.
So do you think that Afro-descendants are really aware of their African roots?
I think that we are aware of the roots, but we are in denial of the roots. Okay? This is why black women spend billions of dollars on perm, weave, blonde hair, green eyes, blue eyes. This is why educated black men, I don't care if they live in Paris, I don't care if they're in Austria, Holland, UK, Canada, US, or South Africa. Educated black men marry outside of their race more than the men of any other race put together because you hate yourself. And the reason why we do this is we actually think we can convince white people if we act white enough to accept us, because we don't understand white supremacy and we don't understand eugenics. Eugenics is the science of exterminating the African DNA. It don't matter if you're light skinned with green eyes, you still African. It don't matter if you're blue, black, purple with nappy hair, you still African. It don't matter if you in Paris speaking French or the US speaking English. At the end of the day, you carry the gene of Africa. And that gene of Africa is the most powerful DNA on earth. We are the only people who can reproduce ourselves in every other group. I can make a baby with a Chinese woman, it's an African baby. I can make a baby with a French woman, it's an African baby. an Arab, an East Indian, a Native American. It's an African baby. You understand? The white man cannot reproduce himself in any other woman but one who looks like him because he's genetically recessive. I'm genetically dominant, and that's why he must eliminate me. Because in the natural order of things, if I do absolutely nothing, we can literally predict the date where he will no longer exist. So he has to make a decision. He either has to get rid of me first before nature gets rid of him.
So, speaking about this, what is your feeling about interracial marriage?
I don't support it.
Why?
I have nothing against white women or Chinese women or Arab women or East Indian women, but the black man belongs with the black woman. The first institution that has to be built is the black family. If you don't save that, you save nothing else. If you don't build that, you build nothing else. A white woman can understand my struggle. A Chinese woman can understand my struggle. And what black men fail to recognize, even when you marry white or Arab or Chinese or East Indian or Latino, that woman is still loyal to her race. So it doesn't matter if she had your baby. It doesn't matter if y'all got married. It doesn't matter if y'all sleeping with each other. At the end of the day, her loyalty is not to her husband. It is to her community. And at any moment that that community calls on her to do a job, she will do it. So even though you're laying on top of her, she's still in charge of you.
Good morning, Dr. Homer Johnson. Thank you for being with us today.
Give me a second and unmuted. Interesting.
I'm still watching.
You're kind of muted there, Ryan. That guy can talk. I may not agree with all his points, but he does have a pretty good point. And I think it's those harsh truths. That's probably what woke your husband up, Shirley.
But it's good to hear the harsh truth.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So people who are watching...
what's with this now? Black men are wearing skinny jeans. I was out Wednesday, and I had on my skinny jeans, and this black guy got on this train. He had on some with cuts in the front of them. And I'm like, what the hell? Something ain't right about this.
Is that the new fashion? Who's the guy that sings?
That's the new fashion for black men right now. I don't know what's going on.
Is it because that the artist Pharrell Williams maybe? I don't know. I have no idea.
Kanye West made it too, but I'm like, why is he wearing? I felt very uncomfortable. I'm like, this is a man wearing the same kind of jeans I'm wearing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Kanye West has been wearing tight jeans.
You guys are getting hard on, so you're gonna be able to see it through the jeans. I mean, come on. Like LeBron James wore after they won a game or something, a short suit.
What?
Women don't even wear short suits. Did you see that?
Oh. What?
Yeah. It was a suit jacket and he had on shorts.
Damn it, not that one. Works so. Yeah, you're right. You're here and we see the short suit.
That looks so stupid. Women don't even wear stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess. It does just look silly.
LeBron James can wear whatever though.
Yeah. He probably gets paid $1 million or more just to wear a suit like that.
No, they're doing it to help because see, black people will buy anything these people will wear. And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because and that looks horrible. That looks horrible. They didn't even wear that in slavery.
Yeah.
The skinny jeans. And to me, that's prison stuff. They wear stuff. They like to see men wear stuff like that in prison.
Oh man. So you've got grandkids, right, Shirley? You and your husband?
Yes, I do. I have grandkid, one daughter.
Oh, one
granddaughter.
Okay.
One granddaughter. That's it.
And from your daughter, right?
No.
No, from your son?
Everybody always say that. It's my son.
Okay. Did he graduate? Did he get a degree?
He's still in school.
Oh, he's still in school? Okay.
Yeah.
Did he marry interracially or did he marry
No, he's not really dating anybody.
Oh, okay. But his kid.
Mhm.
Is it an interracial kid or is he?
No, it's by African American woman.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Why is that unfortunate?
No, it's just the way she is.
Oh,
but
okay.
anyway, my nephew, he's older now and he has his own apartment and he always hung out with white folks.
Mm-hmm.
His best friend is white and his girlfriend is white. She stayed with him in his apartment. So I have no problem with that because I always had my kids to be around other people, other races.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think all kids should be around other races. Because kids don't see color.
Yep.
They are taught that.
So, what are your thoughts about Dr. Umar Johnson when he talks about blacks should marry just blacks?
I don't believe in that. No. I don't believe in that. I can understand because right now the white race believe, well, they're going to be the minority soon because you got Hispanics taking over and other nationalities. So they're going to be minorities. So I think that's why he's saying that. And somebody could go to school with somebody like Cuba Gooding Jr. He went to school with his high school sweetheart and he married her. I can't get mad at him about that.
Yeah.
Just because she's white.
Yep.
But like Tay Diggs, I think Tay Diggs he was married to a white woman, but he's weird. He's talking about he's going to teach his son to be white or something, and he's biracial. I don't know. But when it comes to race, this country was built on race, and it kills me for arguing about these immigrants. I understand about immigrants. Well, we tearing up countries where these immigrants are coming here.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take care of home first. You haven't took care of the African Americans to help their ancestors help build this country.
Yep.
And every time we built something, Black Wall Street, like that movie Ryan mentioned about Rosewood, they destroyed us. Every time it's sad.
I made a South Park image of myself. You want to see it?
Sure.
I just used a generator. That's me.
That's coming back next week.
Hey, you know what we should do? We should animate our own South Park selves and make our own little South Park episode.
Yeah, there's a little studio here that you can use to.
Well, they have software studios like tools to use. You can make your own animation stuff. I haven't really put effort into it to make one. I think eventually I will, just because I want to make one with my daughter so she can make cartoons, like her own cartoons. I think that'd be fun project. But I forgot what we're segueing from. But let's see, 2 hours 41 minutes. You know, we could go on for another 18 minutes, but trying to keep these long 3-hour things at 3 hours and not like 4, 5, 6 hours.
I understand.
But yeah, to that point, Shirley, when I'm showcasing all these things from the esoteric community, truth community, and they're talking about the reason for immigration, and it's to destabilize the region by bringing in immigrants where you destabilize the other country. So we destabilized another country ourselves, or our government did, and then we're going to bring them into our country, and what we're going to expect them to say, hey, we love you guys destroyed our country, but you let us in your country, and now you guys are taking advantage of us. We love you guys.
I would be out there if I were a refugee, I'd be out there protesting the government, be like, hey, can you stop bombing our fucking countries so we could actually live in our own fucking country?
But you know what? I think if you did that, you would probably be thrown out of our country and sent back to the country where it's all war torn. I think if you're an immigrant that's from a country that's been bombed, I don't think you have...
look at what's happened in Germany.
If I were...
With those immigrants, some of them are committing atrocities over there. The media is hiding it, but they are doing it.
Yeah. And that's just...
And now the U.S. is talking about giving the immigrants reparations. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about giving them reparations? What about the African Americans that are here?
Yeah. They'll never...
And Kanye have a bill down there in Congress for years for reparations and to renew the Civil Rights Act. They don't touch it. And like Umar said, Obama just put all that in the ball and gave it to other groups.
Mm-hmm. And not included anymore. And
right.
Yeah. And I think I don't agree with Tim Black that often anymore, but I do agree on his main point. His goal was to make sure that black people don't automatically vote Democrat without getting anything, and that's a good point. And I don't think Democrats are gonna win if they don't get the black vote.
No, because we are the ones that help them win.
Mm-hmm.
They use the black vote. That's like really fucked up.
They do. Yeah. It's a big demographic.
I would be fucking pissed. I'd be like, I'd be like, why support Obama when he sits there and fucking lectures but doesn't do a goddamn thing? That makes him a fucking lazy liberal, a lazy media liberal.
But the thing is, a lot of black folks, they are disillusioned. They don't know about politics. You need politics in your life because that affects your life for everyone. You need it. Just like Dwight Evans took over a Shaka Fatah seat down there in Washington. He shouldn't be there. He got 81%, and mostly was black votes for him to take over this seat. When he was up in Harrisburg in office, he was handling like $100 million to fix up different districts. He supposed to divvy it up other representatives, And he didn't do that. He just used it on his district and kept having this jazz festival every year in one section of the city. It was nice. And what they do, give him a slap on the wrist and remove him handling that money. Because the other representatives were complaining, because their constituents were complaining. You told me we was going to get this, and we didn't get it. He was handling that money. And now he's down in Washington. He's probably more corrupt now than he was up there in Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So in order to study politics, pretty much all you need to know is that they're out to screw you. They're all liars.
Yeah. But you have to know who the politician is, their record. They don't look at that. And a lot of people don't have time to look at it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what, if you have to work 80 hours?
And even judges. I don't like how they do judges. We have to vote for some judges, and they don't have advertisements on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't find out till really close to the election who's on the bit. So a lot of them, I would like to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here, guys.
All right.
I'll catch you all later. Bye.
Good night, Ryan, take care. We love you.
Love you, Ryan.
Night, Shell. Love you long time.
So about 12 more minutes.
Yeah, because the judges, that is weird how they run for office. Some of them in different court districts, but you don't know who they are.
I know.
And like, I would love to know for the ones that voted for the sugar tax that happened in this city, because I would definitely vote them out.
Ben, I don't know why you're muted. I tried unmuting you. It's not doing anything. There you go.
Yeah, I just
I
I
muted everyone when I played that video, and then I unmuted everyone after it was done. It might just not have.
It keeps like not letting me unmute myself for some reason.
Yeah, well, it was not. I was wondering why you were so quiet. Where were we at again?
Surely you just said something, and then
we were talking about politics.
Oh yeah. Judges, yeah, specifically. Yeah, I mean, a lot of our focus goes into like the main stage, right? If it's every 4 years, it's the presidency. If it's the off year, it's senators and maybe some congressmen. But a lot of the money and stuff doesn't go into all the other stuff, which is just as important. You know, there's on the ballot, there's 8 or so different positions that are filled, but you pretty much, most people who go to vote, they recognize only what, 1 or 2 names, and the other names, like, I have no idea. And this person's on the ballot, check. But there's probably like 5 people running for a position, even more, but they just only 1 or 2 people made it on the ballot, so you're just gonna put that person on, and you're just gonna check that box. It's I don't know, if it's not, when it's not rigged, it's still an unfair playing field.
And my city council, I would like to get rid of a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
A whole lot of them. But the black community, and that's basically it, the black vote counts. A time where they just, life isn't doing well for them, so they're not into politics. You got to be into politics to get people in that want things for you.
Yeah. Ben?
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
If I mean, you know, there's all those positions, each single one could be like, okay, elect me. This is important. You want to be at this meeting where I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. But I guess the message is like that they're actually not going to be able to do anything. Nothing's going to change. So that's why they don't even bother telling you. That's why there's never any news about anything promising. It seems like really impossible or so unlikely that it would be like all these positions and nobody anywhere has any vision or has any kind of ideas that could be wildly popular.
Yeah, they're
I don't know.
mostly.
I mean, I guess they're out there. The states are doing things, and I agree with what you're saying. I mean, sometimes, like when I hear some positive things the states are doing, it's encouraging.
And look at Ocasio-Cortez. She changing up. She was a good talker when she was running before she won the primary. Now she's changing up. And then Gillum guy, he's changing up. So I'm gonna protect the ACA, but you ran on Medicare for all.
Yeah.
Damn, can you wait for the general election? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And she changed her stance on Palestine, Ocasio-Cortez. And she really didn't grow up in the Bronx. Her father was an architect, and she grew up in the suburbs. She had family in the Bronx she went to visit, but she ran that campaign falsely.
My goodness.
And her shoes she had on in her campaign ad, they were they were a couple $1,000s. And the outfit she had on was about $1,000.
Jesus.
Just curious, what do the people at the TYT think about her still?
Oh, they still love her.
Even Jimmy Dore?
No, not Jimmy Dore. He's pissed.
Okay.
He's pissed.
What about?
We did a video on that.
Huh. What about Kyle Kalinske and Mike Figueredo?
I never heard anything from them two about her. But Jimmy Dore was pissed.
Wow.
And when she endorsed Cuomo.
I heard that.
Crazy eyes.
Jimmy Dore did a video. He was raving about that.
What are crazy eyes?
No.
When she said, "Oh, we got to get a Democrat," and she sounded just like the establishment. They got a hold of her already.
Oh God. I it's like you know, it's like when I listened to her, I was like, something doesn't sound right. So it's like, you know, when people just bring her up, I'm like, okay, I had to listen to this.
I mean, a lot of people.
Like with me, I just, it's just something was just off about her, but not in a crazy sense, but like in a political sense that she was off. Like that's like. That's the way I actually did see her. I was like, something's off about her.
Yeah.
Like, not in a crazy way, but in a political way.
There you go.
That's like I watched Yvette Carnell. She didn't want to call out about what she wore and show her little house, not her little house, but the home she lived in the suburbs. And she running around talking about, I'm from the Bronx. I'm the girl from the Bronx. She wasn't from no damn Bronx. Her father was an architect.
Yeah. You know, I think I might have called it too, but it didn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I'll just call from now on. Every politician we're gonna get, it's gonna be exactly like Cortez. It's gonna be exactly like the previous person who ran and got elected. That's an easy prediction. I'm not a seer or anything like that. I'm not a gypsy. But how come I keep getting it right? I mean, you just have to, I mean, this applies to every politician out there.
Like with me, it's like like when I see something for what it is of what's gonna happen in the future. Like some of the like the other day I saw something. I was like, holy shit! I seen this one coming.
Yeah. I mean, it feels
it's like it's like now I'm like, sorry. Now I'm like really starting to see stuff of, oh shit, I know what's coming.
Yeah. And it's a shame. It's like we see it coming. We know what's gonna be, and no one else sees it. and it has to take someone somewhere outside of us to wake them up. And
I mean, Cynthia Nixon haven't even endorsed Cuomo.
Yeah, the politicians who actually get in, I don't know how, but yeah, they don't last very long, or they do sell out, or they get assassinated, or they like hang themselves saying it's a suicide.
My suicide.
Or they die in a plane crash. That seems to happen a lot.
Yeah, that happened to JFK Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary wouldn't have got that senator seat if that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean that was back. That was back when, I mean, Kennedys are still popular. I don't think the Kennedys are popular anymore because of the latest Kennedy with his with his white.
Oh, that guy with the drool outside his fucking mouth.
Oh, is that? Oh man.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, that was bad.
And
remember,
he's not progressive.
Yeah, they touted him as the next superstar of the Democratic Party. And
it's like political celebrity like type. It's like, oh, Kennedy. Oh, it's like
identity politics.
Exactly.
But is he still around? Because he just kind of disappeared. They said he was like the next Democratic superstar. I don't know. I haven't heard from him. But
I mean, they'll prop up anyone.
I know he don't like legalized marijuana and get money for the pharmaceutical company. So
a corporatist moralist against marijuana. It's like these establishment people are like, social justice warriors, but they're shilling justice whiners.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to pick a happier topic tomorrow, maybe if I stream. Okay. Politics is such a downer now.
Well, I hope I don't get breaking news like what happened in Iran.
Yeah, there's breaking news almost every day.
But at least I try to satirize upon it and just ridicule it and mock it.
Yeah, just wait till you get your poster. We can laugh at your Hillary Clinton poster.
And I'm gonna hang it up for everyone to see, and I'm gonna post up a picture upon it, and possibly do whatever.
I wish I could find the actual video where she's giving that speech and just freeze frame it or something. I just find that image and that's it. I'm starting to wonder if it was Photoshopped, but I don't think it wouldn't be as funny if it was Photoshopped.
Oh, I have to tell you guys, Bill Maher said eventually came out and said, why don't the Democrats stop running from socialism?
Running from socialism?
Yes.
Huh.
It's like socialism is the boogeyman, and why they running from it? I think he finally woke up. Yeah. I hope.
Hey Dave, how's it going?
I'm still gonna question Mar though.
Yeah.
Because I see someone like him as an opportunist.
Oh, he doesn't want to lose all his millions of dollars.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to be the next Dave Chappelle.
Exactly.
All right, so 3 hours has been reached. Dave, do you want to say anything since we're about to sign off? It looks like you got your computer working, though.
Is Dave here?
Yeah, he's on.
Oh, there he is.
He's not saying anything. I don't think he hears us.
Trying to get set up.
Hello, Dave. What's going on?
No audio.
Ouch. All right.
Well, he's been bitching about technology.
Yeah. He came on just so he could show
us. Is that ice
the...
cream?
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see you, Dave, even though you can't talk.
Hey, Dave.
But yes, I saw your last stream. I think you're saying you're trying to get with me to fix your computer stuff. Let me know. Just let me know your issues. Is it still The boot up issue is it? Did you have to get a new drive, etc.? Just get me on Twitter or Discord. All right, thank you everybody for joining.
All right, good night everyone. Love you all. Take care.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you again
tomorrow.
for the posters, Ebon. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, it's not there yet, but you'll get them. Maybe you could do like an unboxing of the horrendous mummified, not mummified, it's like a Frankenstein box.
What? That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you. Take
Good night.
care.